Perfect. Alrighty. Let me get a little bit set up more on my side. There we go. Alrighty. Are you all ready to play some more kobolds?
Yes.
I surely am.
Yeah.
Ready, willing, and able.
Alrighty. So, then let us begin. After your party had retrieved Grinsk Barrelbore's boat and smoothed things over with him, you all ventured to the town of Termale after hearing that a band of kobolds had taken over the gem mine. You all hoped to possibly warn them of a potential backlash against kobolds from the frost druid Ravison. Sorry. Upon reaching the mine, you ventured in and found the resident kobolds, who welcomed you with open arms and took you to their leader, Trex, who they mentioned had a recent change in demeanor. After meeting with Trex, you all picked up on some strange mannerisms and behaviors that led you to believe this kobold was not all that he seemed to be. After you pestered him with questions as to his true motives, and Hawks, as well angered by Trex's usage of his kobold brothers to protect him from you, the spirit possessing him revealed itself in a fit of madness, attacking you. After a quick battle, Meepo used her powers of Eldath to turn the ghost, in which it fled to the dark corners of the mine and disappeared into the ethereal plane. The now unpossessed Trex thanked the party for saving him, but now pondered what would become of his tribe. It was here that a terrible realization was had. If the ghost had not been vanquished, where did it go? The party rushed to the second level of the mine, to where they had left two kobold acquaintances, Smol and Grek, finding them now both gone. After further investigation, you found that Smol had been eaten by a hidden monster of the mine, a Grell, to which Hawks and Savage avenged her death. And now, as Meepo and the rest of the kobold tribe mourn their loss, here is where we return. Now, the tribe gathers around the body of Smol. The unpossessed and very mournful-looking Trex walks up to the body and kind of takes it from both Hawks and Savage. The leader of this small, now smaller tribe kind of gives you a very solemn nod. Thank you for finding her, little one. And thank you for taking care of a creature that we had no knowledge about. So much to deal with. We've now lost possibly two of our tribe since Grek is gone. I don't know if our tribe can survive. Alright, and before he can go anywhere with the body, you, Meepo, you mutter under your breath. I believe you had mentioned that you had wanted to do this last session. So there would have been some time for the rest of the kobolds to gather around you and just kind of bow their heads as you go forth in the rites of the funeral for young Smol. So at this point, you would have already done so. So that has gone through.
And may she rest in the peace of Elda.
And the other kobolds kind of scratch their heads, but they don't want to ruin the moment, so of course they bow their heads in respect. Trex kind of hands off the body to Thwip and Scorp. Carry her down into the tunnels. We'll find a proper place to bury her. And they both give him a nod and they head back down into the lower levels. Trex kind of folds his arms and one of the wings, the false wings on his back, kind of creaks and kind of starts to break a little bit. He kind of hurriedly kind of puts it back into place. I suppose at this point you've realized that you are welcome and are honorary members of our tribe for this wonderful service that you've done for us. I don't suppose I could trouble all of you to ask for another favor.
I'm up for anything.
Alright, well. Seeing as how our tribe is too small to defend itself, we're likely going to need to find a new home. Unless you can somehow convince the villagers of Dermalane to see fit to let us live here, or live in their town, we will need to find a new cave.
Well, I suggest we bring that brain thing up there and use it as a kind of a scapegoat while you guys leave.
Ah. So, a distraction? Kind of looks towards you.
Something like that.
Otherwise, you could try to convince them you can be good workers for them.
That is also a possibility. I'm willing to hear any suggestions, but those two are quite strong. I'm willing to go down either avenue.
Well, we can try both. I don't see why that would be a problem. You know, we take the beast here up to the surface. We tell people what we found. We try to make a case for you guys, but maybe you use that opportunity to slink off just in case we can't make a case for you.
Kobold kind of scratches under his chin. I will defer to your judgment on this. If you can convince us, if you can convince the villagers to let us stay, it will certainly prove beneficial for our numbers in the long run. And maybe we can prove ourselves of some use to villagers. And hopefully they will not see us as the vermin they think us to be.
Alright, well, I suggest then that we stack up and get ready to make our case then.
Very well. I'll give you whatever supplies you need or that we can spare, and we'll see you out.
You got a couple samples of rock that you've mined to show that you know what you're doing in the mines?
Kind of thinks for a second. Hold on, let me confirm my compatriots. I have been out for a while. He kind of goes off to check with his compatriots. In the meantime, you have a couple minutes to yourselves if you want to discuss anything.
Oh. Well, we didn't talk to anybody apart from that one brat, right?
Correct.
Yeah, honestly, I think we should be fine.
Alright, I guess I'm going out as Meepo Molo then.
Very well. So in that case, Trex does come back, and he does give you a few samples of those tourmaline gems. A couple of them are about the same size of the ones that you had gotten, Skinnock, the ones that are probably worth very little, but at least, probably worth a lot to, a random commoner, but, to you and, an adventurer, probably not a whole lot in the long run. He does bring out a couple that are about, a couple of them are about the size of an acorn, and one a little bit about the size of, a small golf ball, which would be considerably more valuable. Right? These are apparently what my kin have managed to gather.
Well, we could definitely use this to barter in your favor.
Kind of gives a solemn nod. That's why I hope it'll help.
Do any of them
Just-
appear to be like they would be worth about 100 gold?
Let me double check.
Just make
Yes,
sure
actually,
that
a couple of them
one of
would
my
be worth
hands-
about 100.
Just make sure one of my hands is the one holding it. Otherwise, I won't be able to get it to the person that we're trying to hand it to.
Yeah, specifically the golf ball sized one would be worth 100. The acorn sized ones, about like maybe a tenth as much, like probably 10.
Definitely something to keep in mind then. Kobold skunk.
as you think to yourself, like in your mind, like hands coming together. Yes, good.
It's all. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
All right.
Sorry. With all that, I assume you wish to get back together in your get up and head forward.
Yes.
Alrighty. So,
Alex will be the legs again. He's very good at that.
alright, here are the legs. Meepo is the head, of Skanuk, and Savage are the arms. So, you head back up to the initial level of the mine. As you guys are heading that way, go ahead and make perception checks for everyone.
Yeah, whatever happened to that bush boy? Bush creature.
Alright,
I don't think perception is one of the things I get a bonus on for my runes.
I'm pretty sure the bush was left up out at the entrance,
Yes.
along with.
Along with Sonar, yes.
No.
Alrighty. So, as you all are heading towards the entrance, you hear what appears to be arguing. Skanuk and Hawks, you managed to pick out a couple words. You hear the familiar voice of the bush, and a new voice who you have not heard before. A very gruff, gravelly voice. You kind of hear an argument going, "It's absolutely absurd. I, as a town speaker, have the right to go into the mine." And you hear the muffled voice of the bush. Sorry, I was put out here to make sure no one goes in the mine. I'm sorry, I can't let you in. I'm gonna have Sonar, teach you a lesson if you do, so please stand back, sir. And that's what you hear as you're walking towards the entrance.
We should intervene on this.
Must we?
That'll be enough, Snar. Bush, you don't need to do that. I'm coming on out. I've done my investigation.
Alright, as you walk out.
Hoping somebody's got the grill with us, right? Dragging it behind us, I'm assuming.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the plan, yes.
Yeah, the Grell itself, despite the fact that it is a medium creature, it is very very light. It's kind of like a similar situation like with a bird. Like it must be very hollow, or is like either have hollow bones or just does not weigh like as much as you think it might. So it is very easy to carry behind you. So no ability checks would be needed. So you are just kind of dragging that along behind you. And as you exit the mine, you can see Sonar blocking the way at what appears to be a very burly half-orc gentleman. You can see one of his demute tusks kind of poking out from his lip, his lower lip, while the other one kind of is tucked under a lip flap. Kind of like a squint to him, kind of like a ball cap to him as well. And who the heck are you supposed to be, eh?
My name is Meepo Molo. I'm a cleric of Eldath, and I came down here to investigate. I do want to let you know that I took care of the monster in the mine.
Oh, did you now? You took care of them kobolds then?
No, the kobolds, they're not a problem at this time. They were merely just trying to find a place to live. And if you'll have them, they can help you with your mine, strengthen the walls, strengthen the walkways, helping you mine, other things like that.
Really? He kind of gives you like a sight of like really like the nerve of this guy kind of look.
I know it sounds a bit strange, but kobolds are excellent diggers. They're well known for it, and having them in the mine would help keep the area clear from further intruders.
Savage, yeah. Hold up the grill.
What in tarnation is that?
This is I don't know what it is, but it was in there, and unfortunately, one of the kobolds was eaten or killed by it. But I did end up taking care of it.
I see. He kind of like he starts kind of like rubbing his neck. He actually looks quite sheepish now that you've kind of like brought this up as a possibility. I see. But I definitely. I guess that kind of changes things. You have to understand. Oh boy, I guess you wouldn't know the context of this, but before the mines had actually had been taken, had the kobolds moved in. The miners tell me of like there was a miner that had gone missing, and my miners had told me all they thought there was a monster. I myself was a suspicious man, and I thought he had simply fallen down the shaft, and since no one found a body, I thought he'd just fallen off. I told them to get back to work. Kobolds came in, and well, I thought that was the reason. So I guess I owe my miners and these kobolds an apology. Damn.
I do want to warn you, kobolds having moved in, uh, began their natural bent in setting up some traps. I do believe most of them have been removed, but before you go back into the mine, you might want to be careful on some of the platforms.
I see. He kind of gives that incredulous look again, but with more
But
with more of a softer expression this time.
but I've spoken with them and asked them to rejigger it and make them stronger again so they can hold larger people. That being said, we did get these gems from them.
I see. You kind of hold out the gems.
I'm bumping whoever has the gems. Assumingly it's Scanuck since Savage had the grill.
Yeah.
Indeed. So how would
Very-
you like to bring out the gems from your trench coat?
Skunnock will like slide them down the sleeve and try to catch them in his other hand.
Okay. Go on. Let's see here. You can either make a sleight of hand check. Yeah, you know what? Just make a sleight of hand check for me. 11. Okay. You do accidentally drop one of the smaller ones. It's a bit like harder for you to catch, but you manage to catch the rest of them just fine as you kind of hold them out to him. He kind of like stoops down to pick down the other one. Takes the others, seemingly not seeing this as a reason to doubt your current disguise.
I apologize. I am a bit rheumatic and not entirely dexterous at times.
See, wait a second. He kind of thinks for a second. You're clear. Are you that holy woman of Eldeath I've been hearing about?
Right. I was around in Bremen a while ago, and I've been on the lake here and there.
Ah, that makes sense from what I've been hearing. You certainly match the description. Kind of looks you up and down. Yeah, yeah. Well, and you took the initiative to solve this on your own. Damn, man, the stories I've been hearing really are true. Damn. Huh. Seems like really
I really
impressed.
do. I really do wish the peace of Eldath upon the people of 10 towns.
Ah, damn, we can use it. He kind of like looks at the.
Amen.
He kind of gives us a wry grin at that. Yeah, amen indeed. He kind of pockets the gems. All right, well, all right. I'll go talk to these kobolds and I'll give them a shot. In the meantime, he kind of like reaches back into his other pocket. I had a reward in mind for if anyone had cleared out the mine. And well, I think, especially since you took the initiative on your own, I think I owe you a little something in return. He pulls out a satchel and gives it to you. As you look inside, it has 50 gold pieces inside, and he hands you back the golf ball sized tourmaline, the one that you estimated to be worth about 100 gold pieces.
I do appreciate that. I I should let me go in and warn kobolds just because they tend to be a little jumpy, so that you don't get caught in any untoward traps they might have set while I left. I don't think they did, but it's always best to check first.
I see. All right, well, I suppose I can wait with your friends. He kind of looks towards the Sonaran bush, and the bush kind of
Right.
like folds its branches together into as intimidating as it possibly can be, but it's a shrub. Like it can't. It's a shrub. Like
Yeah, I apologize about that. I did have them watching so that nobody would get themselves in danger when they came in here. I wasn't sure what to expect, and I just wanted them to watch
no,
for people.
it makes sense. I mean, the shrub, with Eldath being a goddess of nature and peace, it makes sense. It adds to the legend, the stories I've been hearing. I guess that could make sense to me. Kind of nods to himself.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go right in. I'm gonna let the kobolds know what's going on. And I'll be right back out.
All right, I'll be here, I guess. He just kind of folds his arms and just kind of starts twiddling his thumbs. Damn, this is not how I thought this day would go. As he mutters to himself as you turn yourself back around and go back inside.
Hey, you know, if Sinar in the bush didn't see the possessed kobold leaving, does that mean he still might be lurking around somewhere in the caves?
That's a good point.
I could also see them not stopping him because he wasn't trying to go into the mine.
That is a good point. Before we go too much further, you mind turning around so we can ask Bush?
Of course, gotcha, I gotcha.
All right, yeah. You turn yourself back around again and head towards the entrance. Oh, that was fast, and then you completely ignore him as you look towards your bush friend. Yeah, what's up, boss?
Did you happen to see a kobold rushing out of here earlier?
No, actually, I don't think I saw any kobold. No.
Oh, that's a shame. Do be warned. We did come across a ghost that had possessed one of the kobolds, and while I was attempting to subdue the ghost, it did manage to possess another kobold, I think. So you may want to be on the watch out. I'll have those other kobolds come up and let you know what the other one looks like. So that
All right. I'll keep an eye out. I won't let you down.
He kind of like takes like a little branch and does like a little mock salute.
and I don't think I caught your name, sir.
Oh, Oris Matthew. He kind of holds out a burly hand. I'll write that
My
down.
name's Meepo Molo.
Meepo. Nice name.
Right. And I'll have those kobolds report to you right away. Just a moment.
Alrighty. I'll continue to wait.
I will turn around and begin shuffling back.
Alright. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay. So, in that case, do you look around the main floor for evidence of Grek or anything else, or do you go back towards the other kobolds?
Hmm. I think we should go back to the other kobolds, because we at least know that Sinara can handle an individual probably fairly easily.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
poor Crick. You get
Alright.
possessed by a ghost, like try to escape the cavern, and just get bodied by a mummy. Just
Dusted.
absolutely flattened.
It's like Thanos dusted.
You just hear a and then
I don't feel too good, Miss Frost Maiden.
damn it. Damn it. Anyway, so you head back towards the bottom floor. Before that, since you are heading back in that direction, why don't you just go ahead and roll another perception check for me, for everyone. All right. Okay. And that, oh geez, yeah, Hawks, you're more paying attention to like not falling over. It is not as smooth as you'd like it to be. Like there are a couple rocks that you're being very careful to not trip over. So as you're trying to pay attention to that, yeah, Savage, Meepo, and Skanuk, you hear a weird chuckling / cackling sound coming from the direction of where the rats are kept.
Oh no, the rats.
Right, maybe we should move on over there.
Which way?
Towards the rats.
All right, you got it. I will begin shuffling in that direction.
Sorry, Skinner.
Savage remembers.
Well, if we're lucky, he's killed them all already.
Alrighty, so as you head over in that direction, one thing becomes very apparent. With that previous perception checks, you would also have the smell of blood in the air. And being kobolds, you would be very familiar with the scent of rat blood as well.
Hmm.
And as you dawn the corner, Hawks. Yeah, you Hawks would be the first one to notice because someone is trying to hide themselves in there from your sight. However, because of your blind sense, they are unable to hide from you, and you sense the presence of an individual hiding behind the corner.
You know, I would really appreciate it if we didn't have to deal with little creatures being murdered so often.
I feel the same way.
All right. As you stand there, talking amongst yourselves,
And you said I see the person, right?
with your sight, yes, you don't see them immediately, but they are within your range. So this would be within 10 feet, like behind, right at the cusp of like where the cave is, right to your basically to your immediate right, would be where this individual is.
How many small creatures can ride on a large creature?
large creature? I'd say, I'd comfortably 2. If it's the rest of you, probably like you would be like running like with all like everyone's weight together. I'd say you'd be moving at half speed, but you could still technically do it.
Okay, well, I'm fine with it being uncomfortably. I'm fairly tempted to just go large to confront this asshole. Because I think that's the easiest way to get out of our stack into a fighting formation, honestly. So yes, I am going to activate my Giant's Might
Okay.
and go big in an attempt to corner him.
Very good. All right.
Now I have 3 kobolds on my shoulders.
As you do. As you do. Go ahead and roll with me. Roll an intimidation with advantage.
Yes, but as I grow, the harness will because I'm wearing it.
Huh.
So now there is a... Yeah. That's what I'm saying, is like it's the easiest way to get us out of the harness, honestly.
That is kind of a big brain move, actually. Huh. I hadn't thought of that. So, this massive, hulking form enters the mouth of this part of the cave, and you see the flash of a shiv come around the corner as you're gotcha as the small diminutive form of Grek slowly looks up and sees the towering hooded form of all of you. You just see the shiv clatter against the wet ground, and then like this poor kobold, he drops on his butt and just points. You're very big.
And you're very dangerous to let wander around.
He kind of like shakes his head. Yes, you are very big. That must mean you have lots of blood. Much area to stab. And yet, not want to stab because fear for life. Greg is conflicted.
I'm going to make the ground rumble underneath us.
He is, but there is a degree to which we know that the other kobold who was possessed took some time to show it. So I'm inclined to believe that he is still possessed, but maybe just has not demonstrated it yet.
Somebody said that he was possessed, like he was it himself.
We just saw the tracks of him leaving. We don't know for sure whether he was possessed.
Someone physically said that he was
I
possessed.
know, but that was me on accident, out of character.
Oh.
That was my bad.
I mean, for all we know, Small was possessed and the ghost got eaten too.
Right. We don't know. We don't even know if anybody was possessed.
That's
He
true.
could've just
I
left.
just went off.
Meanwhile,
I think we had a pretty good assumption either way, though, that it could be the case.
yeah, you had something
might have floated to a
something
wall
was
and
going
exploded.
on for them to like split up and like for Small to go off on her own like that. Something had to have happened. Clearly.
That is a good point. What happened with you and Small? Cox crossbow menacingly.
Suddenly this crossbow comes out from the massive cloak. Ah! Kinda holds up his hands. Not Greg's fault! Not Greg's fault! Kinda like
And
starts
whose fault?
It was the blue man!
What are musicians doing down here?
Damn you. Damn you.
No, that was a good one. That was a good one.
I'm. It was good. I'm just like, That was
I'm so
That
sorry.
was so quick. Like that was, like.
Anyway,
Anyway, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Back to the game.
You know, this is let Greg speak. The blue man went into small, and the small started acting weird. Small said for Greg to follow, and then told Greg to go up. Then Small went in the cave, in the other tunnel, and Greg waited up here, but Small never came. And then the blue man came and wanted Greg to do something awful, but Greg didn't want to. Greg just wanted to stab Rat. Completely different, completely harmless.
I mean, I would argue that stabbing small creatures is also awful, but
Why? Mouse is food.
And there's points. He just points next to him, and you see the corpse of a rat, and you also see the opposite side of the cave those other rats that you saw hiding and quivering and cowering behind a stalagmite.
No, he's got a good point.
well,
Also, you want rat? And he kind of like rips off a leg and hands it to you.
No,
what did the blue man do after you refused?
The blue man disappeared, and Greg didn't see him anymore. He said he'd have to find someone else.
Can I insight that?
Yes, go right ahead.
And my stone rune gives me advantage on insight.
All right, soft 20 from Skanuk,
The most insightful.
16 from Hawks, 15 from Meepo, 8 from Savage. You still have a bias against this guy, Savage. Like he tried, like this guy tried to stab you. Like you taught him a lesson. You know, who's to say whether he's telling the truth or not? Meepo, Hawks, and Skanuk. He is very scared, but as far as you can tell, he's being honest with you. Like he generally is afraid. He generally does not think like as far as like what he's telling you, you don't think he's trying to deceive you.
Alright, well. In the meantime, then, you should come with us and be on your best behavior. We'll be watching you, okay?
Okay. Can Greg have his knife back?
Later.
Oh, he actually kind of gets excited at that. He kind of claps his hands and kind of like he puts on his best good boy face and starts marching down to the lower level.
Okay. And I'm assuming in the process of us marching down, my giant smite will run out after the minute.
Well, you will get stuck in one of the tunnels a little bit, so you will have to wait a little bit. But yes, it will peter out, and you will march yourselves down to the lower levels again. In which you see a couple of the kobolds using picks to carve out a section of the mine where they are currently preparing something for young Small. And Trux kind of looks over to you.
Back so soon.
alright, so we got in contact with the leader of the humans, who is actually a half orc. He said that he would give you a chance. Now I want you and these other kobolds to come on up with me and to introduce yourselves to him and be on your best behavior. Also, I want to warn you that that ghost is still somewhere out there. Think and be careful and don't let him get into you.
You see Trix kind of shivers a little bit.
All right. I will keep that in mind. All right, everyone, single file. And you see everyone kind of stand up straight and kind of follow behind him. You notice, as opposed to the ghost Janth, who possessed Trex, Trex seems to be one to lead instead of be protected. It seems he's still a little cowardly, but he is like taking the lead on this one.
Trex, I would have you keep an eye on Drek. He seems to be a bit excited right now.
Well, Greg's always excited, but usually Small's the one to keep him in line. But
Right.
Boy. All right. Well, I'll have to assign a new caretaker for him, or I'll have to be his caretaker. Shouldn't be a problem either way. All right, come on, everyone. Let's go. And Trex kind of leads the other kobolds up behind you, and you all journey back to the surface. To which, you all see, of course, the awakened shrub, Sinar, and Speaker Matthew, who are waiting outside. And with, of course, you come out, and that leaves all of you to introduce your these kobolds to the speaker.
All right, Speaker. These are the kobolds who agreed to help. The leader here is Trex. The one you're gonna want to watch out for is the one in the back there. A little shaky fella. Greg. And then the others, I named them in turn.
Indeed. Okay, I can, of course, I'll have them introduce themselves as well. You, of course, as you mentioned, Greg, you look at him and like you just see him kind of standing there shivering, and each eye blinks individually. He just gives like a quirky smile. Right. But Trex does step up. Hello, half man thing. My name is Trex, and these are my tribe. This is Scorp. Scorp is very good at building things. Sorry. Oh, what did you do, Scorp? It's been a while. No, sorry. Scorp kind of takes over. Hello, my name is Scorp. I'm very good at finding, weaknesses in, structures and objects. I'm very good at breaking things, but I'm also, I'm sure you don't want me to do that. So, I can help solve problems before they happen. Alright.
I think you could also help break down the walls and parts where they want to dig.
Oh, yes. Scorp can do that too. And, this is my friend, Thwip. Hi, I'm Thwip. Yeah, Thwip's very good at building things in stark contrast to me.
Builder, huh? Alright, we can find a use for you.
And then, the one named Vought stands up. This is the one who you had not had too much contact with. Hello, my name's Vought. I like shiny things, but I really like glass. And, I really like when glass really hits a certain lights, and I like to stare at them for extended periods of time. My hidden love is glass making. I really want to be a glass maker. Can you do that? Can I be a glass maker?
Sure.
Yeah. And then another kobold steps up.
Hey, my name is Zerk. I'm someone who likes the finer things in life, namely expensive and high-quality foods, which I usually don't get to have. I want to be a cook. Okay. There's a lot to work with, but I'm sure I can find... If I can't find you what you want to do, I think I can find you places with manual labor. Does that sound okay to you?
They'll kind of look at each other. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
No, that's funny.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. All right. I think we can all benefit from this relationship on account of our friend here.
Kind of points to you, Meepo.
I do appreciate you being peaceful with each other. I hope the peace of Elbap continues with you. And I also hope that Greg doesn't ruin things.
Right. I'm gonna. He seemed kind of muttering, so I'm gonna have to have the guards watch out and keep an eye on that one. All right. So
Good
if
idea.
you all kobolds will follow me, I'm sure I'll have to introduce you all to the town. You know, get everyone acclimated, explain the situation, and I'm sure we'll all get along just fine.
I would ask that you, if you do have any clerics or somebody, to send someone in to try to exercise this place just in case, because I know there's a ghost that might be haunting it.
There's ghosts now too. First that thing, now ghosts.
Right. The ghost is kind of a side thing. It was recently nearly destroyed by me, so I don't think it's too terribly tough, but you do want to watch out that you don't get possessed by it. If somebody starts acting strange, I would suggest that you just tie them up and hold them in place for a while until we can find someone to get the ghost out of them.
You see him just kind of blink at you. Yeah, all right. I'm sure I can get someone to do that. Jeez, man.
It's just the one though, so you don't have to worry too terribly much, I don't think.
No, that's fine. I suppose I'll just have to get someone to do that then. Damn. All right.
If
Well, there's
if
enough on
we
my
see
plate
that
already.
ghost, I'll do my best to get rid of it. But right now he's kind of out of sight. I can't figure out how to get him.
All right then. He kind of claps his hands, seemingly trying to change the subject. I'm just gonna have these little friends of yours, and I'm just gonna try and introduce them to the town if that's all right with you. I want to keep the thoughts of ghosts out of my head. No, if that's all right with you.
That's fine with me, I think.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
All right, villagers. Just come on, let's get to the village. The kobolds all follow him, and they all head into town, leaving you to your own devices.
Wow. Turn out all right. Oh wait, shit. We were supposed to make this worse. We were supposed to cause problems here.
Well, what we were trying to do was we were trying to make sure the kobolds didn't get harmed, and I think we did the best that we could. We're not going to get paid by that other person.
Honestly,
But-
though, do you want to be paid by someone who's looking to ruin someone else's career like that? Doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very nice to me either.
Right. Right.
Anyway, I wasn't the one who made that agreement, so the person won't immediately blame, I believe it was Savage, for failing that, since he can just claim that the
That was it.
before he.
That one was me, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I'll throw you under the
No.
bus.
Yeah, you can just throw me under the bus and say it was solved before you got here.
Well, I don't think there's really much that we could have done to that end either way. Besides, the speaker seems like a pretty nice guy. I'd hate to see him lose his position to some lackey set up by the speaker in that other town.
You know what? If it's making being a kobold less shit around here, I'll probably take it.
I agree.
That's the spirit. I mean, maybe we shouldn't say spirit with the ghost around, but you know what I mean.
Right. I wish I hadn't turned him. If I had just waited a little bit to turn him, if he'd gone into somebody, that might have been more.
But
More
then
of a
we
clever
we
way
wouldn't
to-
have found the brainy thingy, and maybe they'd have all died.
That's possibly true.
Ah, you hear Sonar give like a soft sigh and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, Meepo.
We still don't know
Anyway,
we still don't know what the hell that thing is, right?
no, I don't know what that is. Where are we gonna go off to bring Shandor now? and hide out for a bit?
I think that makes good sense. I mean, the kobolds here now are in the protection of the town, and the town's in the protection of the kobolds. They'll be out in the open, so it'll be obvious that we're not amongst them.
Alright. Sounds like it's probably as good an idea as any. Are there any rivers leading from Mayor to Walden to Bryn Shander? Or them areas?
To Bryn Shander? No, unfortunately. You would have to either
Damn,
take the
so-
roads or go across the tundra.
So we can't use our boat. Okay.
I mean, you could take a boat too of Targos, obviously, or take the road down and then take the road from Targos to Bryn
I
Shander.
have no future.
If we did that, then then we'd have to talk to that guy again.
Nuts, could you turn our boat into a sled temporarily?
Huh. Well, I guess if I. Huh.
Well, we got a nice set of smith's tools here, so I could maybe work on some runners for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We're gonna need to get some planks for the runners, and then we'll need to get some nails. And,
Right, but we want to make sure it doesn't make the bottom leak when we put it back in the water.
yeah, that's true.
There is also the problem of like making the boat less what's the term for it?
Buoyant.
Not as buoyant. That's not the problem I'm thinking of. It's more like how fast it moves in the water.
Hydrodynamic. Yeah.
Hydrodynamic.
What if we put the runners as detachable things that attach to the sides of the boat instead of the bottom?
Well, we could make like a pair of runners, and between them, an arched, a sort of divot shape, and three of those divoted ribs between the two runners. And we
Have
just
the
put
boat just sit in it. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
tie down.
This is a very kobold invention.
This is a very Kobold invention. I'm all for it.
It's genius. It's genius. And it'll spit fire. Wait, no. Calm.
You gotta slap yourself. No, Skanuk, not yet.
The world isn't ready.
I mean, maybe that's how we get it to move forward.
Jet propelled.
Jet propelled rowboat with skis.
Or we could have the bush pull it, but I don't think the bush can really pull that fast. And anyway, I think you'd rather be inside the boat with us.
True.
Here, hold on. Let me if you're looking for a place to put the hold on. Hang on. I'm gonna let's see. Let me increase the width here.
It must
There.
be wider. Wider.
Hang on, I need to make it a bit wider.
Wide as the weapons.
How about that?
Nothing is as wide as the wide boys.
Maybe that's a bit too wide. It's off stream, but it will be there for your purposes.
That's our design board.
For all sorts of weird kobold shit.
Excellent. Okay, so in that case, if you're looking for supplies to create this, to create this invention, go ahead and roll for me either an investigation check or a charisma check to find someone who can sell you that.
All of us, or just me though?
Just Meepo, since they're the head. However, I will let Meepo roll with advantage for the rest of the party helping her. Skilled charisma. Okay. With enough time, I would say you're able to get. Yeah, you would be able to get all the supplies that you need for the low cost of 20 gold.
I've got 7.
I've
Well,
got 2.
we just got that pouch of 50 as well, so
Oh yeah.
we could maybe take 20 from that and then divide up the other 30 rather than trying to.
That's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is something that'll benefit all of us.
So let's see. That'd be 7 gold and 5 silver for each of us.
Right.
Alright, 7. Alright, in that case, you spend the 20 gold pieces from the reward in order to purchase the materials necessary. So, you now have the materials, and you have, well, you don't have your boat yet because you need to go to the docks, but you do have the materials.
Excellent. I can already picture version 2.
We haven't even built version 1 yet.
Exactly.
I
That's
think
how
it's
you-
best to start off with version 3, because then we get the falling apart and the breaking up and the explosions out of the way in the first 2 if we just start with version 3.
Ah,
So I guess we are going to try to craft
And we
this
can keep all our
then.
fingers.
Alright, so you go ahead and go back to the docks to pick up your boat, and you drag the boat back to the main road, I assume.
Off to the side, not onto the road.
Oh, of course.
Not yet.
Off to the south
Yeah.
road, off to the side of it. Of course. Fair enough.
we're not animals.
That's true. That's very fair. Okay. So,
Uh,
in that case, for whoever would like to make this check, because both Skanuk and Hawks have, I believe both of you have proficiency in Smith's tools, correct?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
I also
So,
have Tinker's tools.
so one of you can make this check with advantage from the other helping you, and this will be a, let's call this an intelligence check.
Then Skanuk, it should probably be you.
Right. Okay. So advantage Smith's tools. I need to make sure that I mark this as proficient.
Yeah, so this will be a 2-part check. The first one is to visualize and kind of see where everything will go. The second check will be a smithing, let's say strength check, and that'll be on Hawks' side.
Yeah.
Natural 20 for the first check. Okay, so as you start kind of looking around, you start kind of mapping out. You have you have the blueprints. You have in your head the little math going around. All right, if this goes here, then that goes there. This will be more. This will make for a faster vessel. You have everything down to the letter. And so because of this natural 20, you can make this check. This next check will be with an advantage anyway, with helping, but the DC will be lowered for this next check.
Okay, so advantage. I see what you're going for here. Let's see.
Okay,
Did that go through?
it did. 14. So with the lower DC, that is enough for what you wish to accomplish. Yes, as Skanuk roars out, "Science!" You look forth at your creation, a detachable sledding for your boat. It is on. It is
Right.
on. It is working. You kind of test
I'm
it
a
out.
fan of it.
Supports your weight.
You know, this is the first time I've done a whole lot of building something without the guidance of my mentor. He would be proud.
Well, he should. It's brilliant.
Good job, boys. I'm proud of you.
All right. So, with that, I assume that you wish to head down to Bryn Shander, am I correct?
In our
That's
land
correct.
boat.
In our land boat.
In your land boat. Now, are you going to take the main road down, or do you wish to save some time and cut across the tundra?
How flat is the tundra?
Tundra's pretty flat, but that's not the issue here. The issue,
Enoch, is that area dangerous?
the issue would be because it's not on the road. There would be a chance of encountering something.
Well, you know, it's not as safe as the road, certainly, but you know, how dangerous? Is there like a check I can make to determine, like, roughly how bad is this area?
Sure, I'd say you can make just a history check with advantage for you. Yeah, I'll let you do that. Natural 20. Okay. This,
2 in a row, baby.
no, this makes sense for you. Here, let me look at something really quickly then.
There's demons, I say.
Well, as far as demons go, well, there's other plenty of bad things to be concerned about when it comes to Icewind Dale. If you're not on the roads, you have many a chance. You have many a chance to encounter yetis, of course. Those are quite common. Sometimes you'll come across creatures known as crag cats, which are stealthy cat creatures, which are basically can like camouflage themselves in snowy terrain. Of course, like there'll be animals, beasts that are native to the region, such as saber-toothed cats, mammoths, polar bears, any other beasts like that. Sometimes one can encounter, however, such creatures such as gnolls, owl bears, of the snowy variety. Maybe even other hunters, tribes members of the ragged tribes. There is also one other thing that you've heard of. You have heard that there is a great white worm that makes its lair in Icewind Dale. Considers the tundra of Icewind its home. It doesn't bother 10 towns out of some sort of understanding. However, the tundra itself is fair game. However, few people have seen the worm in recent weeks, but that does not mean that the worm is not around.
Second thought, roads.
Come on, that sounds like the perfect opportunity for exactly the kind of adventure we're here for.
Can you go big
Actually,
again today?
I was thinking we should probably sleep before we do anything. But having heard all that, I think maybe roads is probably a good way to go, because we can get some light adventuring in, and then when we're a little bit more experienced adventurers, we can have more of the adventures you're looking for. Okay.
Oh, I suppose.
Yeah, there is also let me double check. There is also time to consider. At this point in time, I believe when you had entered Tourmaline, it was like mid-afternoon. At this point, it's not quite. It's not quite fully quote unquote night. You guys did start. I'd say you have at least 2 or 3 more hours until it's time for you would face exhaustion for not sleeping.
Okay, so
Another option, we could follow the road most of the way there, and then kind of cut through, just give us a little bit of a shortcut instead of going all the way down to Targos.
How long will that take?
To get down to that road, let me double check Tourmaline. Let me double check my notes here.
Now that's a route with some chesting.
Let's see. To get down to Targos, it would take 4 hours to get all the way to Targos using that road. If you're gonna go, let's sit here. Let me map it out here. If you were gonna go, all the way would be 4 hours to Targos. From Targos to Bryn Shander would be 2 hours more. So that would be 6 hours total. If you cut across from here, hold on, let me no snapping. Yeah, if you were gonna go there and then here, that would still be. I'd simplify it to maybe 3 hours. I'd say you could cut it. I could say you could cut your time in half if you cut down a certain. Oops, if you cut down a certain distance.
And how much time would we spend in the wilderness?
In the wilderness, from that point to Bryn Shander,
Oh,
about an hour.
from the road to Bridge.
Well, I think we need to get rest either way.
Yeah, if it's gonna be like just on the very edge of tap it out when we get there, we should probably just rest first.
Alternatively, we could go to Targos, rest there, and then go back to Bryn Shander along the road.
If we do that, we'll have to talk to that asshole though.
That's true.
Yeah, let's get some rest for the night.
Do we
Maybe
want to
we
do it in the mine?
Well,
With the
maybe
goat
we-
there?
Good point.
Maybe.
But somebody's going to be in the mine eventually. Maybe we'll have a chance to get rid of the ghost before we leave.
maybe we can travel down to the point we're going to leave the road and then camp there and then skip across in the morning.
That's an option.
Well, I'm game for whatever.
Yeah, I had just read what you wrote, Savage. Yeah, remember last session when Skunk couldn't roll double digits?
Yeah. The curse is this is the karma for that.
Skunk revengeance.
It's not got full power.
Kobold's in a trench coat.
Not when I've
Revenge
shifted
of
to
the-
maximum overdrive.
Revenge of the Skanuk.
All right. So, what is your plan? Are you going to stay the night in Tourmaline? Do you want to like spend the night like in an inn in Tourmaline, or like in the cave, or like?
What do you want to do?
Huh? What?
What's your plan? What do you want to do? You want to go down to Targos? You want to go straight to Bryn Shandor? You want to go along part way and then down? You want to wait here? You want to wait on the road?
I'm not particularly tired at all. And not super fond of Targos. Brinchander's probably our best bet, but I mean, I don't see why we can't cut through the tundra. Sounds like some little lizards are being a little scared of some snow.
I think it's more a question of needing to figure out where we can stop and rest than what we're scared of.
Oh man, he called you out. The shrub suddenly says. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
All right, let's make camp in our let's head that way and then make camp in the point we were going to cut across. That seems to be what the most people want to do.
Makes sense to me. I really want to try a sled out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it will be nice to see it in action, having just built it. So, okay, let's go.
All right. So, you have a sled, but you come to the realization of what is pulling the sled, which is nothing at the moment.
Too strong for it.
We have paddles. We could paddle our way along the surface of the snow.
Exactly.
I was thinking, Sonar, would you mind pulling us?
Huh.
You don't seem to get too tired, and you're quite strong, from what I can tell.
But is he fast?
Sonar
need
just
to
kind
go
of slowly
fast?
looks towards his feet. looks towards his quote-unquote muscles, of which there is a withering bandaged husk. But you've seen him fight before. You know he is deceptively strong. But fast, you know that he is not.
Do we really need to go fast? I guess maybe we'd get there a little slower, but
If he's dragging something, it's gonna be a lot slower than if we were to just freaking walk.
Well, why don't we try the paddles then?
do we want to do it as a kobold in a trench coat, or do we just want to be regular kobolds? I think that the boat would kind of give us away who we are. Go as regular kobolds, so we'd probably want to stay in our trench coat, which is kind of a shame.
I mean, to be fair, are you guys like? I mean, maybe you could like purchase like something to pull the sled. I mean, you know, in Bremen, you know, I mean, I've never really been to Bremen, but like, you know, this town's got some stuff in it. Maybe you could like find something. The bush kind of speaks up.
Well, we're in Tourmaline right now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I mean, this, from what I can tell, you know, I haven't been around a whole lot, but you know, seems like there's some stuff to purchase here. Like, you know, maybe they got something that can pull the sled for you.
Maybe. We do still got 30 gold, at least. We can
Right.
hire a donkey.
I've been wanting to get a pair of platinum rings for a spell I got, but I mean, if we need to, I can help.
You do
pitch
also
in.
have, don't forget, you also have the 100 gold piece worth tourmaline that you got as well.
Yeah.
Which could possibly be used as barter in case you don't have the coin.
We could part that, yeah. Yeah, that's probably looking for a pony or a mule or something would probably be our best bet. We can pay for it with the tourmaline.
Ignore my chuckling, sorry, I'm just looking up something. It's not a bad chuckling, I promise.
Just make sure it's not cute. It's gonna get eaten soon. Not by me, but you know.
Alright, so in that case, do you wish to look through,
That's just like
do you wish to look through tourmaline to find something to
Let's
pull
go
your
to
sled?
town. Meepo Molo on top again.
Alright, so, because you went through the town before, you weren't looking for it, but I'll still have like the benefits of the previous check that you made stand, the 19, from a long while ago. You're able to find, there are no mules or ponies that you can find in Icewind Dale. However, there is a creature that can serve as well as one, known as an Axebeak. And you find a stable which sells these creatures. They're worth around 50 gold pieces for one to get saddled up to your quote-unquote sled, if you so desire to purchase one. To describe what an Axebeak is, if you don't know, would you like me to describe what an Axebeak is?
That'd be good. Go ahead.
An Axebeak pretty much looks like a you ever see one of those those terror birds?
Cassowaries?
Cassowaries. Yeah, it looks essentially like a cassowary, but its beak is true to its name, is shaped like an axe blade. So the beak curves down, but like it kind of like the top of the beak kind of curves upward as well, making it look like an axe head. And its plumage is white, is plumage white with gray tips of the feathers, and it has this slit yellow eye which kind of like looks at everything that kind of like turns around, and it kind of looks towards you all and it goes, "Huh," honking like a goose.
Sheer violence of such a creature is unimaginable. We must have it.
All right, you wish to purchase this animal?
Well, wait, how much did you say it was again?
50 gold pieces for one axe piece.
Ugh.
So to clarify, it can carry as much weight as a mule, and it is quite fast. Actually, let me double check an axe piece stats. Because I believe it actually can go quite fast. Yeah, it can move like almost as much as a horse. Look at. Yeah, let me look at riding horse. Yeah, almost as much as a horse. It can like run about up to 50 feet per round. It's a fast creature and it can carry a lot.
And it's. Do we have enough gold between us? Or
We do have that jewel, but I think was gonna use that for something.
I can probably find another way. Yeah, I have other plans than fusion anyway. So yeah, we can sell that if you guys want.
Like, is there anything else in your inventory that you might think you'd want to trade as well? It might be other things. In the case you did not want to part with that.
Other things that we could get 50 gold for?
Or other, like, things of similar-ish value that could be considered as part of a trade.
Right. Nothing comes to mind except for the pebble-sized tourmaline. It's not to mind.
Alright, so if the stable owner kind of look at it, he would tell you that it would like be worth around like 1 gold piece.
Yeah, I figured. Okay. So we can either put our money together and probably have not very much left, or we can just toss in the big one. Either works for me.
You can also haggle.
Is there
Don't
a
forget
place
that.
in
Don't
town
forget
that
that
we-
ability as well. You can also.
Is there a
try and
place
token.
in town where we could trade the golf ball sized tourmaline for the actual gold? So we can, instead of spending 100 gold worth tourmaline on a 50 gold worth thing.
Reminds me, I need to actually get a token for an action. If I'm gonna do that.
That would be good. I assumed we're just getting like change, but we should make
That's
sure
possible too, yeah.
we should make sure that we do get 50 gold back as well.
For some reason, I do not have a token of an axe beak. I'm gonna have to fix that. Tokens of a lot of other things, but I don't have that.
Right. Is there any way we could get this for a little bit cheaper than 50? Is there one that's maybe a little smaller?
Kind of looks at you a little bit. I got one that's less expensive. It's not smaller, but kind of thinks for. Let's just say it's not as bright as the other ones. He kind of leans you to like. So they're the stables where like all these big axe beaks are, not really proud looking. So they do look kind of goofy either way. But then he goes back to like what's the equivalent of like a shed. And you just see it kind of like moving to this side. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, she's a little violent, but if you can tame her, she's a lot cheaper, but she can carry her own in a fight. You just hear, ah! Yeah. I'll look. I'm gonna be honest with you. You give me what you feel is right for her. I'll just give her to you.
Money, but life, but money, but life.
Hawks will hand his 10 gold pieces up the stack just to contribute a baseline for what to give over.
we'll put in 10 as well, I guess.
Kind of looks at the gold. Kind of like thinks,
How's
mulls it over
20
for a
how's
second.
25?
Two cats.
What'd you say,
I
Meebo?
mean,
She's like,
How's
"Oh,
25 total?
look over here."
25. He kind of mulls over the gold in his hand, and kind of looks over towards the shed. And another. Ah! Yeah, that'll do it. Now, the stable hands have given her a name. They call her Muerte Blanca.
why is it called the White Devon?
Shrugs. So he.
Blanca's a lovely name. I think I'll keep it.
So sorry, compose myself. You see him kind of give like this grimacing look and kind of nods toward his two stable hands, who each give each other a look. He kind of gives them both a salute as they both walk in cautiously. They both like unhinge the door, and as soon as they do, wham! The front door flies open, and you see what looks to be an albino, as like its eyes are completely red, and its beak is also kind of has where all the others beaks are like kind of like this yellowish color. Its beak is orange, and its talons are tipped black and with red at the end, and it just kind of gives a and kind of like just like crows into the air and just kind of like just jumps up and down.
Calm down, girl. Calm down.
All right.
Unfortunately, I think that only works on humanoids.
Oh, it does.
Indeed, it does. I'll say that you knew that. I won't have like I won't count it against you. Like I won't let you. I'll say that you knew better than to cast it, so you won't waste a spell slot. You watch as the axe beak, known as Muerte Blanca, starts like clawing at her at the stable hands, and they go, Mark, she's clawing me! Help, Mark! It's like, Steven, no! And they both like just like you see them like try and like jump on top of this axe beak as they all try and like saddle her. Here, hold on, I'm gonna make some rolls on this side here. If you'd like to assist in any way you can, you're more than welcome to. But
I was thinking, are we just gonna watch these men die before our eyes? Yeah, we can just walk away with the normal one and say that we bought them regularly before she broke out and ate them.
No, we should help the people.
all right, so as you see the axe beak, like it's not even necessarily like biting it, but it's just like it's using its beak as like a bludgeoning hammer. As it's just this poor stable hand is getting like pum 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 beaten to the ground like a hammer, like almost like a jackhammer, like.
Actually, in order to make it so that I can actually do this, I'm going to do Healing Word instead of Cure Wounds.
Okay. And
since
who are you
it's
healing?
Ranged. I'm healing the one that's being beat to the ground.
Fair enough. He's like, oh, that feels nice actually. Ah!
Okay, so I'm going to assume at this point, with how our shopping has been going, that we're probably going to have to rest before we leave. And with that in mind, I'm willing to use my use of the stone rune to try and use my reaction to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Alright, yeah, okay. With that, you managed to save this poor stable hand from, assumedly, a terrible death. Jesus. Okay, let me double check. What is an axe speaks wisdom? I just had the stats up and I closed it because I'm dumb like that. Okay, so this is a straight roll.
Plus 10 to
You're
wisdom
not
saving.
dumb. You just made a mistake.
Alright, so that is a failure. You
you
watch as the axe beak slowly begins to calm down. And yet despite the rune, it is in a dreamlike state, but in its dreamlike state, it twitches randomly, and like almost as if even if it's dream state, it's out for blood.
Dreams of violence.
It dreams of violence.
Well, that'll keep
Clerics
it
change
down.
their spell list over a long rest.
Oh yeah, clerics can, yeah.
Okay, let me look at my spell list and see if I got something to help with this.
Oh, it kind of like he kind of looks towards you all. Towards Yumipo. Yeah, maybe you are the right one to tame this one. I never seen anyone be able to do that. Kind of puts like, takes his head off. Not since old John. And the other stable hands put a hand over their hearts. Poor old John.
May old John have a restful time.
Yeah, he was yeah, poor old John. He was the only one who could handle Muerte Blanca. Well, but that was before we gave her the name, and she killed one of my stable hands. But yeah, old John was a nice fella. But he decided one day he had enough of the stable life and he wanted to make his fortune, and he went out into the tundra. We never saw him again.
That's a shame. I do hope he's still alive somewhere.
Yeah, God's rest his soul. Anyway, she's your problem now. She kind of like just like as the stable hand settled her, she just kind of shove Muerte Blanca forward.
All right, well. We should do what we can to,
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying to get this as serious as possible, but
Why?
I like axe speaks. They're very fun.
So, like I said before, I'm assuming with our kind of the time we've taken to actually acquire the axe beak that we probably should rest in town now.
At this point, it'll probably be a better decision.
In which case, we should find somewhere to tie the at least now pacified axe beak down. And hopefully it won't have like torn up all its tethers and stuff by the time we get to it in the morning.
Oh boy. I can already tell this thing's gonna be a problem.
You just hear, "Huh," in its sleep.
Okay, well, let's maybe get a room at an inn and get our rest and tie it in the stables at the inn.
Okay, easy enough. You are able to, just by talking to a guard, you're able to find that there is in fact an inn in Tourmaline called the East Side. It's where most visitors in town stay. And eventually you do you make your way there. However, like how long does the rune last?
A minute.
A minute. Okay. So how you would know its duration. So in what way are you preparing for the inevitable awakening?
Well, my cloud rune, not my clown rune. My cloud rune gives me advantage on sleight of hand checks, and I have 45 feet of rope. So I'm going to try and put together some sort of harness and tether, and also tie its beak.
Ah, so like a makeshift muzzle.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand. 19, very impressive. Okay.
So take a moment and quickly bind the thing up a little bit.
Okay, so it has... Okay, just double checking its stats. Okay, so you think to yourself, okay, kind of like rub your hands together. Using the skills provided to you by your cloud rune, you manage to tie it in such a way that you are very confident this murderous axe beak will not escape its bindings. And as you travel towards the East Side Inn, the inevitable happens. It awakens. Muerte Blanca arises again. And the first thing that Muerte will try and do is not actually break its bonds, but to scream out and stomp up and down angrily, and kind of just mash its head against the ground in frustration. And then it will try and break its bonds. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. Now, to be fair, you had made a very secure binding. However, this is no ordinary axe beak. This is Muerte Blanca. And with her fury, she rips open the bindings with her beak. It's almost like a clever girl moment from Jurassic Park, where she uses like the newly made railing from your boat, your sled boat, and she uses that to break open her bindings, and she just honks out, "Aah!" and just like feathers and wings spread out wide, crying out. Oh, so what are you doing, Meepo?
Once that happens, I'm doing the Creator Destroy Water Rain over the Mortuary Blanket to calm it down, hopefully.
You're gonna piss it off.
Well, it'll at least calm it down over a short period of time, after about a minute.
Huh. Let's see. Oh, God, what would I
think
even roll for this?
At this point, we're probably just going to need to kill this thing, aren't we?
Right, but at
You
least
can
we
also
got
try
food.
animal handling it, but we'll play it out. Don't be pessimistic. Let's see here. I'm just gonna roll a D100 and see how it feels. Is it feeling murderous or is it feeling slightly less murderous? Let's see.
Wait, which way is which side?
Yes.
You'll see. Okay.
Soggy and frustrated.
Let's see. It only has one attack. All right. So you Meepo, as the water rains down upon the axe beak, it does give a sudden pause, more confused than anything, and it does start to shiver, and it's now kind of like useless plumage, which now like sags on its body, very sadly. Have you ever seen a wet chicken? It's very strange. That's kind of what it looks like. It's like all like it's like poofy and all like all like weird weird places. It's very odd looking, and of course coupled with the fact that it's Arctic temperatures, part of the water starts to slightly freeze its feathers as well, and it just kind of goes, huh, and just turns to look at you with murderous intent. Not doing anything at the moment, but you have a chance to act.
Does anyone have good animal handling to try and corral it while it's in this state?
I have proficiency.
All right, go get him, Savage.
Is it possible that I could Creator Destroy Water, destroy the water that I cast on it, and like dry it off instantaneously, basically?
I'd let you do that if you wanted to use a spell slot for it.
Okay.
We're gonna have to do a stacked.
Put it in a better mood after I have calmed it and got its attention.
All right, so go ahead and roll me an animal handling check, Savage. 18. Savage, as you walk forward, how do you approach this beast? I'll ask.
So
Assuming we're still in the code, aren't we?
Oh right, sorry. How would I'll say you guys went into like an alley for this.
Okay. So, with my understanding of wild creatures, the bigger they are, the meaner they are. They typically have a superiority complex.
I think that's just Savage projecting.
Hang on. Please don't cut me off.
If it works, it works.
It just works.
So, if this guy has a alpha mentality, we need to break that down and make ourselves the new alpha. So, I'm gonna approach him in a alpha type mannerism.
Okay.
Now you may speak.
Okay.
You approached an alpha type man. All right. With your 18 in animal handling, Savage, you approach this creature with intent to prove yourself the alpha compared to her. Those red eyes stare back at you, sizing you up, kind of tilting its head. And then there's a connection, for a sudden moment, of kindred warrior spirits. You feel the rage within this creature similar to the rage within your own heart. And there is a respect. It slightly bows its head towards you.
How does it look now?
It looks it's neutral towards you right now. However, towards everyone else, it's a bit more quote unquote bitey. But towards you, there's an understanding right now. If you wish to, there is a chance for like further interaction with it right now. For you.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to approach it further, about 10 feet from it, maybe 5 feet,
Okay.
and I'm gonna motion for it to sit. Not like you would command a dog, but like to become prone so we can meet eyes.
Okay. Roll another animal handling check. I'll say, because of your previous check with advantage. 22, didn't even need the advantage. So, you get this thing to meet you at eye level. Its beak is now inches from your snout. That understanding, that kindred rage within both of your hearts, that connection. You get the feeling this creature will respond only to you now, and no other. For only you know the rage that it knows in its heart.
Well then.
Yeah, it just looks at Savage with intent, but does not bite him, does not honk at him, just simply acknowledges. And kind of like it tilts its head downward in deferential nod. It looks back towards the rest of you. Honk.
Well, I think Savage will probably have to be the head for Bryn Chandra then. I don't really think there's any way around it.
So that's probably a good point.
As for until then,
And we do the coat with 3 of us in the coat and Savage outside of it or something.
I don't see why not.
It'll make the coat a little thinner.
And now the town knows that there's kobolds about, so Savage won't really stand out here. But we do need to maintain Meepo as the tall person. So yes, I think we could do savage outside of the coat then.
Give you a little breathing room too. You're gonna have to use both your hands.
Okay.
You're gonna have little tiny dinosaur arms.
I was just thinking that, right? Like, we're gonna have, normal person legs and.
Alternatively, we could tuck the sleeve into the side of the coat so it looks like I'm holding my hand in my
Like you have
pocket.
like a sling.
We'll just say the axe beak injured me,
Or that your rheumatism is acting up.
or the rheumatism, but I think the axe beak would be something they wouldn't question.
Endeavor to take up all the space in here. What's room?
Alright, well, let's get our room for the night. Get our new friend, quote unquote, figured out.
It kind of gives like a hiss at you, like a goose would. It hisses at you, Hawks.
Keep talking, drumstick.
It
I
just
wouldn't antagonize it. It's quite big.
for reference, it is about the size of quite the size of not as long as a horse, but it's about like a little bit taller. Still considered a large creature.
Can't show any weakness, or it'll eat us alive.
Might anyway.
Huh.
Here I was hoping to come across something like a panther, like the great Driz Do'Urden has.
Who?
You don't know the stories of the great Drizzt? He's a top-class adventurer, a hero to everyone across the land.
Not to me.
Oh,
Can't
well,
say I've heard of them, I don't think.
I've got to tell you all the stories that my master told me about him. Hux is going to spend the rest of the night talking about Drizzt.
In which you do.
What's the price of the inn?
Well, the inn, if you do wish, so you do eventually go to the east side. The east side inn, from what you can tell, looks to be from the outside like two separate houses trying to be built to a single structure with rooms connected by underground passages. Cozy little guest accommodations in the cellar, from what you've heard. As you go inside, as the savage will stay outside with the trying to like he'll be the only one able to tie up Muerte Blanca in a way that would satisfy her. Which as you enter, there appears to be a willowy teenage woman on the inside who, as you go inside, you hear actually the sound of song. And as you go inside, you hear this being sung. Ahead of winters when she came, the lovely woman with no name, draped in fur-lined cloak of red, to icy lake she fled. The wind pursued her all the same, as sure as night she's dead. Oh! And she kind of like looks towards you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see anyone there. Are you here for a room for the night?
I'd like a room for myself and a kobold I got helping me.
Oh, all right. Sure. That shouldn't be too much. Yes, it should simply be 4 silver for the night, and yes, that should be fine. Oh, if you're, I gotta look outside. If you're stabling an animal, that will be, that'll be an extra. Let's see, an extra 2 silver, I believe. Yes, that's about 6 silver in total. No, yes.
All right. Here's 6 silver then.
Oh, thank you. As she kind of like leans over the counter to I kind of like get like a ledger book and write something down. You kind of notice that she
What
has
was
a
that song you were singing?
before she can respond, you do notice that there is a appears to be a ring tied to a chain around her neck. Appears to be made out of wood, but the inside of the ring is made from this looks like white fur. And the top of the ring there are these looks to be like two either ferrets or stoats or some other like winter like mouse like creature encircled on the top. Oh, that song. Well, it's actually a bit of the history of the inn. Well, not the history of the inn, but a tale my grandparents told me. Apparently, 50 years ago, a woman in a fur-lined red cloak stopped at the inn on her way to Lonelywood. Because, she was frightened and alone, my grandparents, who happened to actually be retired adventurers, they tried to console her. The woman actually gave them this ring, she kind of points toward the ring on her neck, as payment for their hospitality. Not long afterward, though, a howling wind burst into the inn and tossed the woman about like a rag doll. My grandparents tried to intervene to give her time to escape, but the wind battered my grandparents unconscious but what resumed his hunt, and that was the last anyone ever saw of her.
Do you know anything else about that ring?
Oh, well, this ring, well, I've sometimes wear it when I'm feeling cold. It helps me feel warm, especially in this chilly weather.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's quite a powerful enchantment. It makes me feel like I don't need to wear a jacket at all when I'm going outside.
And you say the lady was just taken out by the wind, blown away.
Well, as far as anyone knows, that's what my grandparents told me.
And she said she was lonely?
Well, no, no, she was going to Lonely Wood.
Oh, right.
Yes, but she must have been frightened if something like that chased after her. But it was a long time ago, and I'm sure she must be dead by now.
Did she have a name? Did you ever catch a name?
No name. Sorry, that's like I said, it's just a story my grandparents told me. I just
Hmm.
his parents wrote the song about it. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take too much of your time. Room's upstairs if you need it.
Right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. She kind of gives you a smile.
You know,
Savage, you ready?
You just hear.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm good.
Oh, good. Oh, sorry. You just hear a satisfactory honk in the background.
hey. You should ask if that woman was an elf.
Do you know what sort of woman she was? Whether she was human or some other race? Like an elf?
Might have been an elf, might have been human. My parents never really specified. Sorry.
That's alright. I'm just curious.
I was just thinking that it could have been the banshee. Or the ghost that we saw out there.
I was thinking maybe it was one of the druids we met. Or the druid.
Well, if we see a woman wearing red, right? Just gotta keep our eyes open.
In any case, I assume you all want to retire to your rooms and take the night. Am I right?
Yes.
Indeed.
Get all of my spell slots and all of my abilities back, because I have one spell slot left.
Very good.
The power.
Very good.
And,
As you all...
if-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say if Savage does not mind, Skanuk was planning to replace that enhanced weapon with a alchemy joke.
Go for it.
All right.
I'm changing preparing command instead of lesser restoration. Unless somebody wants me to keep lesser restoration for something.
Offhand, I don't really have a particular use for it, so.
command
Yes.
might help in case Morta Blanca gets out of hand.
Oh. Can you guys still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, just it did that thing again where it's like new audio device detected. I'm like, better not.
Just make sure your headphones plugged in.
It should be. Just let me know if I do that thing when I'm cutting out again, like last time.
Okay.
Okay, just let me know. All right. So, as you all drift off into sleep, for most of you, sleep is peaceful. However, Skanak, as you drift into sleep, your dreams drift into an odd place. You feel the wind rushing against your face. For all your life, the cold has never bothered you. But in this instance, you feel the cold like never before. There's nothing around you, no solace or respite from this biting cold that surrounds you. You walk forward. You curse yourself in your dream. You shouldn't have eaten that cheese wheel. But
It's one
suddenly...
too many.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's one too many.
Exactly, one too many. Then something about this dream. It's strange. It almost feels real. As you walk forward, you suddenly feel like you're not alone. With each footstep that you take, you hear footsteps that match your pace as you walk forward. Thunk, 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 thunk. Do you turn around?
Gonna start walking faster.
All right. You walk faster. The footsteps match your pace again. Thunk, 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 thunk. Seemingly the same distance it was behind you as it is now.
Mute this phone.
What do you do?
Yeah, all right. Let's turn around.
All right.
I was gonna do something. I was gonna try and see if I could make it do like a skipping thing, but nah.
Yes, it's strange. Like, despite how fast you seem to be able to run, it matches you at every turn. As you turn around to face your would-be stalker, there is nothing behind you. But in the snow,
It's rude. It's rude, you know.
the only answer that you receive is the blaring sound of the blazing wind. And the only thing that you see in the snow are footprints that seem almost owl-like. And you see, trailing behind the footprints, what almost seems like something like you've seen something like this before, where like your trench coat kind of drags along in the snow behind you, almost like some sort of cloth or heavy material dragging along like behind the footprints. And then as you stare at these footprints, trying to make heads or tails of them, that presence you felt before doors behind you. And as you turn to look up at it, all you see is a pair of red, glowing eyes attached to an owl-like face with horns like a ram curled behind the head, and a gown of pure teal blue ice and snow draped around this figure. This figure opens its beak-like maw and lets out a horrid shriek and blasts you with a frigid breath of air like a blizzard. And you wake up. And so does everyone else.
You all right?
Yes. Too much cheese.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I hope you have the rest of your night restful.
So do I.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, your heart rate is pumping, Skunk, but you at least feel somewhat refreshed. You have at least gotten the benefits of a full rest. But you can't get that image out of your head.
Did you have a nightmare?
Kinda. It's a weird dream.
You want to talk about it?
Cheese. No.
All right. If you want to, I'm always here.
Meanwhile, outside, you just hear, "Ah!" and you hear a shout, "Bloomin', get away from it!"
Oh god, it's eating
Better go
something.
out.
It's killed again.
All right, you take a look. There is actually a window. You take a look outside, and it seems like it's secure enough where it can't get out. It has been like stabled in like a little fencing area, but it is just staring daggers at this portly little kid who's just kind of like pointing and laughing at it. It's like, and you just see their parent going, "Timmy, no, get away from it!"
Tippy, no.
We should do something about that.
Right. I'm gonna jump out the window. It's the shortest route.
Window. Do you actually jump out the window?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
Make an acrobatics check for me. 11. All right. You managed to land on your feet without knocking yourself prone. It's not too high of a window. If you manage to land on your feet, which leaves you.
I'm gonna kind of jog over there, and I'm gonna say, "Hey!" I'm just gonna look at the bird and just stare daggers back at it.
All right. Go ahead and roll an animal handling check. 11. It does not look at you. It just merely stares at this kid. You could swear. You don't think axe beaks are carnivorous, you think. But it's gazing hungrily at this kid. You sense the bloodlust within its soul.
I shoo the kid away.
Mom, it's a kobold! Timmy, please, what the fuck told you? You see the parent just grab their kid and start running away. Huh. You see
Let's
Mort,
get
they just
in the
like
car
sigh.
as quickly as we can and get out there so we can help. At least calm the situation down for the people watching.
Yeah.
Alright. At this point, Muerte Blanca is at least calm enough to... She respects Savage enough to not bite him in response to the animal handling check. However, it's you can see their demeanor has shifted to just sulking. in a furiously at least. So you guys managed to get yourselves back down easily enough. I assume you want to saddle Muerte Blanca to your makeshift sled?
Carefully.
Carefully. Okay. I'll say I won't have you make an animal handling check to at least if Savage is the one to harness her to the sled. Yeah, I'll say like at least if you do that, then it'll be easy enough to get her going and make your way out of Tourmaline if you so wish, if you are ready to.
Is everyone else ready?
Yes.
Ready when you are. Sonar, Bush.
Ah, Sonar gives a nod and Bush kind of gives a salute. Yeah, I'm ready. Alright, and you guys head out of Tourmaline. Alright, and so just kind of point where you want to cut yourselves off and go across the tundra to Bryn Shander if you so wish, or if you just want to take the main road. Going that down there?
I meant to ping, but I guess I drew the line instead.
That's fine. That matches what I wanted to do. That's fine with me. Alright, let me just check something.
Oh, roll 20.
Yeah, good old roll 20. Alright.
Thank you for being here so that we can do this.
Indeed. Let's see here. The things we put up with, because we love you. Or love the game more than you.
Play the Skype, like Scrubs.
Okay. Oh, I have to roll something else as well. Okay. So, as you spend the next hour going across Bryn Shander, your travel is uninterrupted, and you make it in good time.
Dang it.
Dang it.
So, I will describe what you see as you head towards Bryn Shander proper. Bryn Shander is one of the largest towns in 10 Towns. It is also the first stop for most visitors to Icewind Dale, as the South Road goes through the pass that leads out of the Dale, which would be this South Road down here. From what you can see, it is a walled town perched atop a cold, lonely, wind-lashed hill. You see bright lanterns suspended over narrow streets, twisting in the wind, and flecks of color of the town's otherwise drab surroundings. The walls of the town stand around 30 feet high and are defined by two concentric rings of upright wooden poles, the gaps between them filled with dirt and rubble. The outer rings of poles rise above the top of the wall, providing a rampart for defenders stationed on the wood-planked walkway. There are wall-hinged gates that are about 15 feet tall, and apparently look like it can be barred from the inside with iron-banded wooden beams. From what you know, Skinnock, these gates are closed when it's dark outside, which is to say, more often than not, considering the rhyme. You also know it's also one of the friendliest towns, most comfortable town, and also the town with the most services, leaving you with plenty of possible things to do in this city. So, as you enter inside, what do you all wish to do?
So these walls are made of dirt and rubble. Wonder if that counts as a cave. Do you think this counts as a cave?
It doesn't have a roof.
Yeah, but sometimes you have caves where it's like a layer of rock collapsed down into the ground and there's a big hole in the top.
Well, to be clear, there are walls that are like not necessarily made of wood. They're also like they are held up by like wooden poles. But there are parts there are gaps in between these walls that are like filled with dirt and rubble.
That is what Pox is commenting on is
Oh.
the dirt and rubble.
Oh,
If
I
that
see, I
makes
see.
it count. Hmm.
Well, I think you're the expert on caves, so I would defer to your judgment.
I think the technicalities surrounding what a stone giant would count as a cave are a little bit beyond my expertise. Either way, what are we doing here? What are we looking for?
First of all, we're trying to stay out of the view of one particular druid.
Right. Well, we oh man, I just had my brain just went like completely blank.
No problem. Do you any questions that you want to ask me, like to as a refresher, or?
No, I don't think so.
Were there any active requests that we were working on?
No active ones, no. That you can recall.
Does what's her name's trading company have a presence in this town?
She would actually. You would know that Skinnock.
There's a few of them.
Well, I gave a good portion of my gold for the axe beak, so let me just double check something here.
I've got just a little bit of gold left.
Wait, how much gold were we supposed to be giving up? I think we just got gem.
I think we gave up 25 total.
How do we divide that?
Pox and I both gave up 10. I think Nepo gave up the other 5.
Did you remember to divide up the remaining 25 that was in the coin pouch, or the gold that you had, the 50 gold piece pouch? Like, how did you?
We divided that evenly among ourselves.
Right, but I'm saying, like, did you do that after you purchased the purchased Marte?
Oh, it would have been before.
Because Marte cost 25, and the reward you received was 50, so you might still have some gold after.
Well, no, we spent some of that on the boat, on the parts for the boat.
Ah, that is correct. That is right. Sorry, me. Well, I will say, as you all are having this conversation, kind of like thinking amongst yourselves, you do actually see someone start to approach you. And who is the head for Bryn Shander again?
In order to get Muerte under control, I believe we left Savage as the head.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so, Savage, in that case, you would see someone begin to approach you. Hey, you the one that knows Toga?
Depends. Who's asking?
Toga says she she told me that you're the one who she knows the secret of. Not what they appear to be. I mean, you seem like a normal bloke to me, but I don't know.
Doesn't exactly answer my question, does it?
Look, it's alright, look. You had some sort of arrangement with her? With some ex-employee or something? Is that you?
Partner. But yeah.
Okay, well, she wants to speak to you. She's actually in town.
Alright, where is she?
Well, she's actually. Pardon me. She's over near Black Iron Blades. Smithy and Outfitter, sure.
Alright. I will head that way then.
Yeah, just go north for a few minutes, then take a left. You can't miss it.
North, then left, then it's a blacksmith shop.
Yep, can't miss it. Alright. And you see as he walks by, Muerte just kind of, just like, it's like that slow head turn, just watching his every single movement.
Well, as long as we have Savage, our stuff is all safe now.
It's like a little, like, person, like, attack bird.
I mean, we have a mummy and a death bird. I think that's a pretty good set of defense mechanisms. You know, a lot of kobolds would kill to have this sort of security.
Neat.
How many good berries can the bush grow a day?
If you ask him, he will tell you that he doesn't know how many he can grow a day, but right now he has about 4 berries.
Do they go bad after we pick them, or do they just stay?
The magic only goes away. He tells you after you pick them. It's the normal duration, so I think like a day, I believe, after you pick them.
Yeah, 24 hours.
Yeah, specifically when you pick them, that the timer starts.
Huck still has a good amount of rations, so I don't think he's worried about using the good berries if someone else needs them.
I was just checking for in case we needed them as like emergency help.
I should probably figure out what axe beaks eat too.
Hopefully it's not axes. Speaking of, if we're going by a blacksmith shop, is there any way one of you guys could lend me 5 gold so I can get a replacement hand axe?
I can help with a couple gold.
I can handle the rest. So, me both 2, I'll give you 3.
Excellent, thank you. Threw my last one down a hole.
I remember that.
Really unfortunate.
Alright. If you'd like, you can make a nature check to determine what an Axebeak's diet is. Wow, that's
I
actually
really
quite
don't
fitting
know.
for Savage.
Savage is 1 with the axe beak.
You are one with this Axebeak. In fact, you know for a fact that the Axebeak in general is considered a predator. However, it is also omnivorous, so it will eat if it can't eat like lesser animals like foxes or like other rodents. It will subsist itself on berries or fruits.
So we could give it a good berry, and that'll last it a day, and we could just feed it good berries exclusively. Or we could give it berries that we find in the wilderness and that stuff. Alright?
Can we consider that if we give it a good berry and give it the idea that our bush friend here has food on its person, that our little friend might be in danger at that point?
It's okay, I'll just pretend I'm a normal bush. That way I won't suspect a thing.
Or we could pick the berry when it's not looking, give it to it, and it wouldn't make the connection between the berry and the bush.
You hear in the back of your mind, it's always a first time for everything. I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Hmm.
It might make the connection. On the other hand, it's not like they eat the entire bush when they eat berries off of the bush, right? Right?
Do you trust this thing not to?
No.
You hear a rumbly and it's tumbly.
It is part axe.
Oh no.
Oh,
I would point out that it's not an actual physical axe on its face, it's just a wedge-shaped beak.
Correct.
Yeah, but I'm a kobold and I don't care.
That fair.
Kobolds probably wouldn't make that connection unless they were really naturey, and I'm not really naturey, even though my god is a nature god.
Kobold druid.
Is there any? Do you have any like prestidigitation type stuff that we could use to make it like smell or look different or something? Make the berry we feed it seem like it's not the same thing?
Yeah, actually. Yes.
Be like, here is this conspicuously blue berry that smells different from those red berries on that bush.
I can make it glow.
It'll never know. Excellent.
Okay, in that case, do you wish to do so?
Yeah, I'm gonna have my effective choice. I'm gonna look it over for a minute, and then I'm gonna make it. Let's see. I'm gonna make it smell like fish.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Okay.
make the berry smell like fish.
I can sleight of hand the berry from the bush so it tries not to, or it doesn't necessarily see us picking it either.
Alright, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Savage, distracted. It likes you.
I tried.
It knows.
Alright, hang on.
It knows.
It does not beat its passive perception, unfortunately.
That's okay. It'll still assume that we did something when it sees stuff being cast on it.
I mean, it's an animal, but yeah. So it's very. There's despite the surprising intellect in this axe beak, it is still an axe beak. It will look at the berry. It will see you doing it. And it will go ahead and make an animal handling check for me, Hogs. Just in case it doesn't bite you. Okay. Instead of biting you, it headbutts you on the ground and takes the berry. And it looks towards the bush, kind of gives it a sniff, tilts its head, looks away from the bush, uncaring.
Oh. Well. That could have gone worse. It's gonna puts away his crossbow.
oh,
Kind of goes over to you, Savage, and it kind of slightly nudges you.
Good bird.
oh.
Gives an affirmative and might be affectionate, honk.
What are Savage's feelings about riding the axe beak into battle?
I've thought about it.
We can get you a lance.
Yeah, despite its bad temperament, it is still technically a trained animal.
I would not be able to use it effectively because I am a small creature and it is a heavy weapon.
Lances aren't heavy, are they?
That is a good
That can fix
question.
that.
Pikes are heavy, but I think lances are they have the special rule where anything within 5 feet gives you disadvantage.
Yeah, I think lances actually are separate. Yeah, a lance does not have the heavy property. It just has the disadvantage when you use a lance to attack a target within 5 feet of you. Also, a lance requires 2 hands to wield when you aren't mounted. That's the only stipulation.
Anyway, even if it was heavy, Skanuk could fix the problem of it being heavy.
How?
I could? Yes, of course, I could.
You can?
With the spell.
That's me as the DM saying what?
Introduced.
Yeah. Maybe?
That doesn't get rid of properties.
Yeah, but if we enlarge,
Yeah.
you, then you're no longer a small creature.
Oh, that's true.
Ah, okay, that is true. However, that would be unnecessary as a lance is not a heavy weapon, so it would be
Right.
fine.
True, but just saying.
I was just like Skunk refusing to admit that he couldn't do something when he was implied to be able to.
No, that's completely in character, and I loved it. But me as the DM was like, a clarification, please.
That's a lot of damage for a.
It's something we discussed.
That's weird.
that is
Yeah.
that is strange, but also I'm a fan of it for shenanigans such as halfling
Being-
riding a panther, or with dual wielding
Yeah.
lances.
The special property of it
Can
can
dual
really
wield.
screw you over
Oh, weird.
because it's
And aren't dual wield lances.
I mean, if it requires very specific feats, like because it's not a light weapon, so you need the dual wielder feat in order to do so.
Sure.
But it is
To a-
possible.
Wow.
God, you could do like a
When
half
Cavalier riding a
yeah, or like a ranger because they do well with two
That's
weapons.
right.
man. Anyway, this has nothing to do with kobolds or trench coats.
No, it doesn't. So
It has
we
nothing
should
to
probably
do
get
with
back on
kobolds.
track. But that's
Yes.
a fun tangent to go on.
It has nothing to do with kobolds yet.
So in that case, I
Good
assume you
point.
head towards the black iron blades.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
at least acquire my hand axe.
Ah, yes. I'll say you can do that on the way easily enough, because you are going to a blacksmith shop, so that'll actually be quite easy. So you head down towards Black Iron Blades. It's a very unimpressive place. The sign is slightly tilted downward, seemingly like nearly broken. And you just see the Black Iron Blade sign out front. It is clearly a place that has seen better days, but you actually see outside, standing there, with her reorganized sled and sled dogs, Torga. Is currently talking to another dwarf, it seems. Have like heavy black beard, kind of like balding head, but like long hair around that balding head. They're all having a little bit of a conversation in Dwarvish, and as soon as you step up, Torga turns around. Hi, it's you. Good to see you again. Small smirk.
Likewise, I'm sure. What did you want?
Well, you kind of points directly at you, not towards the center. Because she knows your secret, so she's pointing at you because you had mentioned it before. You had spoken before about a possible arrangement. Am I not correct?
I?
Well, before we are to enter in any sort of arrangement, I think there needs to be a little trust between the two of us. In order for trust to blossom, friends help one another, yes?
Yeah, I'll do something for you. You give me something in return.
Aye. He kind of like gives you like a finger wag and a knowing grin. So, here's what I want from you. And of course, if you want something of me, I'll try and help you as best as I can within my power. So, I am looking for a particular pirate ship that I've heard rumors is stuck near the Sea of Moving Ice, up and around to the northwest about several miles from here. From what I've heard, this pirate ship was captained by a very infamous pirate. Rumors don't quite say who this pirate was, but they do say that he was carrying some very, very particularly expensive rum. And rum is very hard to come by in the Dale. And if I could get my hands on that rum, I could sell it for a pretty penny. You get me some of that rum, and I'll make sure you are handsomely rewarded. As well, you'll have gained my trust, and I won't have a problem with being a patron of sorts to you. Does that sound fair?
I whisper down to the other three. What do you guys think?
That sounds like a deal to me, I guess.
Sounds somewhat profitable, and I think that we could do to be more friendly with her, since we did kind of have a falling out earlier.
Well, I for one am a little bit thirsty for some rum too, so be an opportunity to get a nice tasty drink.
Well, hopefully wouldn't be sampling these goods, as they will be quite expensive, and I prefer to keep it as preserved as can be.
Well, I can agree to that, but I might be looking forward to maybe purchasing some myself later.
Hey, did I just hear another voice come out of that coat? No, you didn't. You're hearing things. Go drink your tea. Gotta let swat some in the back. Hi, alright. Kind of dwarf, other dwarf kind of goes in. So,
Time frame are you looking for this rum?
time frame, hopefully, as quick as you can. But of course, I'm a patient woman. So whatever you think, whatever time you need to take, preparations need to be made, I'll wait for you. I have other business I need to attend to in town anyway, so I'll be here.
Where's this sea of moving ice she was talking about?
West,
So-
right?
He doesn't have a map for you for this. However, in direction-wise, it would be in this direction. At least maybe a day or two's travel.
Okay.
This map I
Well-
have right here may not be exactly to scale. I can...
Right. Well, we do have the transportation now.
You certainly do. So, do you accept my offer?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get you your rum.
Excellent. And while you're here, might as well meet my friend here. He can, I'm sure he can set you up with some weapons if you're needing any. Just, waves a hand. My friend Garn the Hammer, as he's called. Oh, and his sister Elsa as well sells other adventuring supplies. Rations, ice picks, snowshoes. So, bit of an all-arounder in Black Iron Blades. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
There's a bit of silence, I was unsure.
We know that Hawks needs a new axe, so that's one thing.
I think we got that.
Well, I mean, sorry, when I say got that, I mean, I said, like, this would be a good place to get it because it is a blacksmith
Right.
shop.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I worded that confusingly. I just realized now I said that weird when I said
You're
that.
fine.
My bad.
I was silent because I was typing up what you were saying with the names because I'm trying to keep track of everyone's names that we know. Because Meepo is actually the type of person that keeps track of names, whereas I'm not as much.
Fair enough.
Sknuck, meanwhile, aligns with me and not be able to remember any of them.
Who
Oh,
are
you're
you?
that one guy that we saw.
Alright, so in that case, I assume you want to spend some time in the shop and like buy what you need. Then I'll say we can skip that if you wish.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Alright, so in that case, you wanted to get a hand axe for Hawks, so go ahead and spend your gold on that.
What kind of weapons you got?
Got all kinds of weapons. Got swords, we got axes, great swords, battle hammers, javelins, spears, pikes, lances. Kind of goes on and on.
You got any nets?
We got some nets, yeah.
I'll take one.
Hey, all right, and all right, yeah. You purchase a net.
Yeah.
All right, so now you can add that. Anything else?
How much is the net?
Oh, sorry. I thought you. Sorry. A net costs. Double check that really quickly. Oh, 1 gold. In that case, let's see here. You're looking for platinum rings. They kind of look. The brother and sister duo kind of look at each other. My brother can forge you a pair of those, yeah? If you got the coin for it, yeah, we can forge you something like that. So yes, if you have the gold for it, they would be willing and able to craft it for you when you're able to get the coin for it, Meepo. All right, so that's that. Anything else before you head out?
Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind. Okay. In that case, I will say that you leave the shop unless you have anything prepared. In that case, I will let you decide your next move.
You should. I mean,
We're going out to the pirate ship, right?
yeah, but that's over here, isn't it?
Over in that general direction, yes. I don't have the full map, but yes, it is in that direction.
We're going way.
So specifically,
That's a day's journey out and maybe a day's journey back.
around this-ish direction.
Okay. Do we got the rations for that?
Not right now. I don't, at least.
How many
I have
rations do you have?
one
total?
ration left. But I can cast Purify Food and Water.
And Canuck has 10 days of ration.
Yeah, I still have 10 days of rations too, and we have the good berries if we need them because they count as a whole days of sustenance.
Well, then we're probably good, I guess. You and I can share with the rest if we need to.
And we can always go hunting. Nothing says that we can't kill anything we find.
That's very true.
I'm sure something will try to kill us first. We can just kill that and eat it.
That's usually the way of it. And it's even more inconspicuous a hiding spot than Bryn Shander, I suppose.
Although I do suspect the druid would be able to find us easier out in the wilderness than in the town. But anyway, we could try it.
So, in that case, do you decide to head out now?
Might as well. It's early.
All right, fair
We
enough.
might
In
make-
that case,
might take the time out.
if you guys decide to head out, we can go ahead and take a small break here because I need to let my dog outside and go to the bathroom. Break time.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
BRB.
All of the break time music plays. Do like a Nickelodeon in the background. The instrument, not the channel.
represent the Dragon Rot Kobold and the Scale Sorcerer from Volo's Guide. I think that's what they're supposed to be.
They really do need Urds as like a subclass,
Or subrace, yeah.
subrace, yeah. Winged kobolds.
Yeah, or like even if like maybe like a feat or I don't know something.
Back
something.
to our featured program.
Just be a dragon mode sorcerer and get to level 14, and you have wings.
True. What were we gonna
Well,
say?
they have the racial, or they have, yeah, they have the racial feat for the Dragonborn that gives them wings. So it wouldn't be out of line to give the kobolds the same thing.
Oh, that's right. The Dragonborn do have that racial feat, don't they? I forgot about that.
Is that something that was published, or was that UA?
Was that it? Wasn't that in Xanathar's Guide?
I don't have Xanathar's Guide with me right now.
Hang on. Before, okay, this will be another sidetrack before we start. I will quickly look that up. Racial feats, Xanathar's Guide.
I might have it on D&D Beyond. I don't know.
Xanathar's Guide. Racial feats. Ah, beans. Of course it's not. I'm using the laptop version, which of course isn't automatically logged into my D&D Beyond account. Frick. Hold on. Sources, source books. There we go. This is much quicker. Racial feats. Dragonborn. They have Dragon Fear and Dragonhide. I'm not seeing anything regarding wings.
Maybe the Dragon Wings was the UA along with the Dragon Hide and Dragon Fear, but the Hide and Fear made it into the book, but the wings did not.
I guess that's what it must have been. Okay, good to know.
But it's still playtest material, so it is out there.
Alrighty. So, let me turn this music off. Okie dokie. Let me start looking at some stuff which will become relevant. Alright, so for the sake of fun, let's see. Savage, roll for me a 1d8. And then... choose amongst the rest of you who wishes to roll a 1d20 for 2 d20s. So choose 2 amongst the rest of you to roll 2d20. 1d20 for each
Savage
person.
and Skinnock.
1d20. Fuck.
Okie dokie. And then one other person roll a 1d20?
Shall I, or?
Savage, go ahead and do it.
Well, Savage rolled the 1d8.
The 1d8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then go ahead and do it.
Anyone that's not me. Oh god.
5.
We're all gonna
This
die.
will be great. This is gonna be awesome.
Well,
I promise.
Well,
It'll be fine.
And
I
they
have
will
all of
never
my
see it
spell
again.
slots back. I have all of my spell slots. We're fine. It's okay.
Okay.
And the kobolds were lost in the winter.
Right. I
Never
don't have
succeeded.
the not get lost spell. That's a different one. Actually, that might just be UA. No, there's one for regular. It's just a higher.
Just
And the path?
Yeah, there's also one called Guiding Hand that's a UA spell. Find the path's like 3rd or 4th level though. And it's a ranger.
Well, give me just a few seconds.
That's fine. We were talking about things that are not important to the story right now anyway, so Might as well keep
Alright.
talking while you're doing your thing.
No, I'm just. I need to roll something else. Okay. I have to roll. Man, there's a lot of rolls going into this one. Alright, that is. Okay. Ouch. So, as you all begin your trek, I will say it's. Let's see here. Do you take the road up to Targus and Bremen before you go out, or do you just go straight out? I will say.
Let's avoid Targos and that stupid dwarf as much as possible.
Wait, Targos, the dwarf who has the boat is in
Bremen.
Bremen.
Plus, you
Targus
sort
has-
of kind of made up with them slightly.
Right. And Targos is the one that has the guy who gave us the quest for the kobolds.
Correct.
So we might still want to avoid it.
So in that case, you just gotta go out.
I don't really care what we do.
Adventure.
Right? Adventure?
I think we're using the sled, right?
That's what I assumed you were using.
Okay, well, I think we should avoid going through a town where we'll have to switch from Savage being the head.
True.
So straight out it is.
Yeah.
Straight out it is. Very well. As you make your way out into the wasting tundra of the Dale, you get around about, let's say, about out to here. So a couple hours pass. And then the wind starts to pick up. And you notice, you've noticed before, you've spent enough time in Ten Towns, Skanuk, to know that this is the start of a blizzard. It'll be upon you very soon. Sorry,
We're gonna need to hunker down then.
Right, let's get to hunkering then.
Alright.
We've got tents, right? At least one.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with
We could set up a thing under the boat, tip it over on its so it's upside down.
Like a lean-to.
Yeah.
Use the oars as the legs of the lean-to, and then put the bottom of the boat against the wind, and then try to keep Blanca as close as possible. That way she kind of stays out of the wind.
Aww.
can you try to keep her from attacking us while this is all going on?
She'll be
And
too
we'll set it
concerned
up.
about the cold that to fight you three.
All right.
Just quickly adding a token for Muerte Blanca, just just in case. There we go. Perfecto. So you guys are hunkering down then, with all the preparations you have. Easy enough to do. I will say, Shrub Buddy, and Sinar as well. I keep calling him different names. Have you actually settled on a name for your Shrub friend, or are you just calling?
We haven't settled on a name yet.
The one I have written down that no one has agreed to officially was Bean.
Bean. Okay, I think I actually
I like
wrote down Bean on him.
I like Bean. I'll stick with Bean then.
Yeah, Bean it is. Funny enough, I had actually
go.
written down his name as Bean already, in case you did choose that. So, his name has been Bean. So in that case, Bean and Sinar both kind of help as best as they can to help set up your tents as well. And so you said you were setting it up around the boat, you said?
No, we were gonna set up the boat as like a lean-to
Ah, a lean-to.
alongside
Okay.
alongside the tent, so that the Doom Bird had somewhere to be.
Gotcha. So it took me a second to remember what a lean-to tent was. It's been a while since I've heard the term, but yes. Okay, gotcha. Very good. Okay. So in that case, yes. All right. So let me double check. Well, so you guys settle yourself in the tent. Let's see here. While you all are inside the tent, I need to double check what goes on during a blizzard. Okay, so alrighty, okay. Alright. So, I will ask, is anyone keeping watch while the blizzard goes on?
I'll do it.
I'll help.
Okay. In that case, go ahead and make perception checks for those who are keeping watch.
See, the goggles keep the snow out of my eyes. Oh no, the goggles are covered in snow. Who could have foreseen this?
Alrighty.
I'm not wearing goggles, but there's still a lot of snow.
Would the blizzard cause disadvantage?
It would cause disadvantage, actually. So I don't need to roll those again.
No. Oh, thank God.
It's actually kind of funny. Alright. Okay, then. So, as you all are trying to keep a watch as best you can, the harshness of the winds, it's almost too much for you to keep up with when you're keeping a lookout. The battering cold wind just blasts against your eyes, and you have to squint. You kind of have to look real careful. Like, even with your winter gear, it's a bit difficult to get a heads or tails of anything. Almost like the nature itself is angry with you as it whirls around you. Let's see here. Yeah. So let's see. In that case, you're the ones keeping a lookout. So who's inside the tent and who's in the boat? So in that case, people in the boat will be keeping watch. In that case, I believe. And Sonar will just be kind of hanging out, and the bush will be hanging in the tent, which means I think, kind of answering my own question here, I think Hawks and Savage would be in the tent.
Yes.
Wouldn't Savage be with the axe beak?
He would, actually, to keep her satiated.
So Hawks and Sonar in the bush in the tent. And we have the three of us in the lean-to.
Okay, so Savage would be outside. Alright, out this way. Okay, I'm making a little something right here. Alright. So, in that case, since you're outside as well, Savage, go ahead and make this check for me as well with disadvantage.
In disadvantage anyway because of my eye.
That's right, so... that's actually... Right. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. As you all are kind of like trying to keep an eye out as best as you can, you suddenly become very aware. First, there's a smell. Smell of, like, wet dog and blood. And as you think to yourself what that could be, unfortunately, you did not roll high enough to sense the upcoming encounter with two Yetis. They are now standing next to the boats. Except for you, Hux. You were not surprised because you would have sensed them You would have sensed beings walking past the tent. Before you would have been able to say anything, they do get, unfortunately, a surprise round. So, let me set up a battle map.
Fortunately, I'm not level 7 yet.
Unfortunately.
So,
Oh god, Yiddies.
let me get this ready.
I really need to get some fire damage going.
Yeah, this map will work perfectly for this. Yes, there we go. Yeah, there we go. That'll work perfectly. All right, so I'm gonna move the map over, and I need to move the cam over because it's not in the right place.
Yiddies all around.
Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. Right around. Zoom that out just a tad. There we go. All right, let me bring out the initiative tracker, and then I'll have you roll initiative. And I'll pick some battle music. So go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Okay.
That's not the one I want. Oh, that's a bit loud. Alright. Double check volume. Alrighty. Alright, let me roll for them. Surprisingly high for initiative. They also get that surprise round as well. That's unfortunate. I also had to roll for Snar and the bush. Oh, poor Snar, buddy. Oh! Alright, okay, Snar. Looking good, buddy.
Sinar does not sleep. He waits.
Ah, he senses the upcoming battle. Let's see. The bush also has a bonus one.
So they only get one turn before we start doing stuff.
Okay. Oops. Put Bean up twice. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, surprise round. Skanuk, the one Yeti, comes towards you. And I need you
Oh shit.
to make a Constitution saving throw for me, as this Yeti stares at you with its cold blue eyes, and give off a slight glow for a minute, and your muscles start to freeze up around you. So go ahead and make a con save. Ooh. You suddenly feel your muscles freeze up. You take... Oh, 14 points of cold damage, and you are paralyzed.
Now's a bad time to tell you I took off lesser restoration.
I think you did say that before, too. That is very unfortunate. Also, hold on, something is in the corner that should not be there. Okay. In addition, it moves over here. It's going to make one claw against you, Meepo, and one claw against Skanuk. So this will be the first one at Skanuk because he is paralyzed. This is... Oh, you're kidding me! You're bullshit! my friend. Michael, my friend.
Oof. So those are both on me?
No, one is on you, one is on Meepo.
Cool.
So the first one was an advantage hit against you.
Fortunately, he would have been critically hit anyway, so it wasted both of his natural 20s
Yes.
Yeah.
on
It still
Meepo.
has to roll for me, or does it still have
Well,
to
the
roll
first
both?
those two 20s were like the single advantage roll against Skanuk. So it did waste
Yes.
it did waste its other 20, but that is still
That's
going to
fine.
be okay. Not as bad as it could have been. That's 7 points more against you, Skanuk.
Really?
And then against you, Meepo, that's a 9. You miss. The other one is going to go against you, Savage, and you know what? Yeah. Muerte Blanca senses blood. She also gets to go on initiative order. Let me copy paste Axe Speak stats real quick.
This Axe Speak is going to end up with a barbarian class level.
We'll see. Don't tempt me.
Nah, it's gonna become a sidekick.
Right, Psychic Warrior. Alright, so let's see. +1, okay. Fair enough, that's fine. Okay, so the other one goes towards you, Savage. I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw. $15. Okay. As the creature gazes upon you, you feel a similar freezing of your muscles, but you shrug it off. Let's see. So you are fine. So you are not frozen. It will take 2 attacks against you, though.
Bring it.
Alright, first one is a 12. Second one's a 15.
The 15 hits.
Okay, so you will take... max damage. That's 10 points of slashing damage as it rakes you with its claw. Okay.
Meh.
That is the end of their surprise round. Savage, it is your turn. Rage. That's the win.
And let's go ahead and say that I'm going with the let's go with the tail this time around.
Okay. Tail it is.
It's always fun.
And so that was my bonus action. And we will recklessly attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my longsword, which is no longer +1.
Alright. Go ahead and make those attacks, baby. Okay, 15 will hit. 6 points of slashing damage. It takes the full brunt of it.
And that's my turn.
Very well. Meepo, you watch as Skinnook is paralyzed beside you as this creature looms over both of you, towering. What do you do?
Right, this is not a good situation, I think. Hmm. What save is that? Not a good one.
What are you thinking? Hmm.
Enough. I'm gonna put this on you here.
Ah,
Very smart. Very smart.
thank you.
Eldath be with you and keep you safe. As an action, gonna dodge.
Okay. That is your turn. And thus it is back to the Yeti's turn. Let me double check something.
From where I am, can I see them?
Yes, you would be able to. The lean-in tent doesn't you would be able to peek out from over the boat, so you'd be able to see your Yeti. It's quite big. It's actually quite hard to miss, so you would see it.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
So, double checking here. Yeah, this is not a concentration effect. Yeah, they can just do it. God, it's nasty. All right. So this Yeti right here, seeing you. Let's see here. Yeah, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Meepo, as it glares at you.
Hmm. You know what I should have. Anyway, too late now.
16. You're
Hopefully
fine.
that's good. Am I immune?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So that effect ends, and it snarls in frustration as it sees you still moving. It will attempt to attack Skanak. However, it needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. And that'll be what are these guys' wisdom? Okay, they got a +1.
Skunk makes a heroic attempt to stick his tongue out at it.
No. So that's going to be an attack against you, Meepo. Oh
I'm
my
dodging.
goodness
so that's
gracious!
disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
It's disadvantage. I'm dodging.
Oh, that's right, you're dodging. Thank goodness for that. 20, it's still a 20.
It would also
22 still hits, but it's not gonna crit me.
it would have also have had to have made
I
the
didn't do that on myself. I did it on him.
Oh.
On Skanak.
Because he's paralyzed, which
it
was a good call. It was a good call.
It was gonna attack
Actually-
Skanak, and instead it attacked me.
I actually kind of wish that it had crit you, because I am redirecting the attack at the other Yeti.
Oh,
Oh.
Excellent.
anyway,
And if it had crit, oh boy, that would have been fun. But
that would have been. But either way, the attack comes at me and somehow doesn't hit me. Eldath be praised.
All right, you watch. You watch as Hawks. You invoke the rune of the cloud, and you watch as the mist, these kind of like this misty cloud, kind of goes through the blizzard, and as the Yeti strikes its claw down towards you, Meepo, the misty cloud intercepts, flows between you two, and you hear a ah behind you as the Yeti is instead torn by the claw. Let's see here. So redirecting attacks, transferring attacks effects. Okay, so I'll roll damage then. The other Yeti takes 7 points of slashing damage. The other Yeti just looks. You just hear this roar and of confusion, and you hear some growling in some language you don't understand. Let's see. That was just his first attack, though. It will try and go after Skanak again. However, wisdom save. 10? Nope. So that's another against you, Meepo. 20. My
That's
goodness, I'm
disadvantage
rolling.
still because I'm still dodging.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. Thank you for reminding me. 15?
15 is my armor class, I believe.
Man,
Yep.
rolling hot
Jesus
tonight.
Christ. They do not miss.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm rolling really well.
Yeah. That's what I mean. They've been rolling extremely
Except for damage, which is
Solidly.
okay.
for hitting.
5 damage.
5 damage against you. Okay. And not Skanak. Savage.
Sanctuary's not concentration.
This time, it does not attempt to freeze you again. It's going to make 2 claw attacks against you. A 23 and a 21.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to make one of those miss.
Okay.
Using action and the tail.
Come on, tail baby.
They both hit.
Darn. I'm a fan of that ability. Michael's barbarian in the other game really puts that to good use. That is unfortunate, though.
It's a pretty phenomenal potential AC boost.
Yeah, it's a lot like having shield 10 times.
Oof, that is 19 points of slashing damage against you, Savage.
No, it's not. It's half.
Good thing it is, too.
5.
9 total. Oh wait, no.
I've been doing something wrong.
Yeah, 9.
You watch as their claws grow colder. They actually do an additional 1d6 cold damage to both of those.
Oh,
You
did they
take
do
4
the
more
cold
points of
damage
cold
to each
damage.
other, or are they immune? Were they taking that cold damage when they took it?
They are immune to cold damage. However, you guys are
That-
not.
Does that mean that I took an additional d6 from the last turn before I was
You
raging?
would have, but I'm not. I'm just gonna count it for now and not go back and do all that
Okay.
again. So
That's fine.
I'm not gonna make that much work for myself here. But yeah, that's. I need to read that more carefully going forward. I apologize for that. I apologize for what I must do. Okay, that is the end of their turn, though. Thankfully. It is now Sonar's turn. Sonar will wait for instructions. However, he will get out over here. Let's see. Does he have movement to get over there? I believe he does. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, he would have just enough to get right next to Skanuk and be in position. Bean. You know, actually, no. Sonar's gonna hold his action for an order. That's what he's gonna do. But then Bean will hide because he is a shrub. So I'm gonna roll a stealth
Right.
check for him.
As a good shrubot.
You see the tent rattling with fear. Skanuk, it is back to you. However, you are paralyzed.
I guess
So-
I just make my thing and end my turn then.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, buddy. So go ahead and make another con save for me. 13. That you just barely meet the save. You are no longer paralyzed.
Cool. I even have proficiency in that. It still took a couple tries. Alright.
You do have Sanctuary on you still, so if you want to do something before
Yeah,
you attack,
That was the end
next
of my
turn.
turn. So yeah.
I know, but you have it until you attack. So if you do something next turn
is
that doesn't involve attacking, you can have it for an extra turn.
I can use that to get some distance.
Okay. So, unfortunately, that's the end of your turn because paralyzed. Hux, it is now your turn.
Okay. I think I want to try and help protect Meepo and Skanuk at this point. So Hux will move over here. He will activate his bigness. Or actually, I don't think I will this time. I'm going to use a Draconic Roar.
Okay.
Roar. To get advantage.
Rar XD.
I'm not.
It took a second. It took a second for me to process. God dang it.
I don't think I heard what was said.
RAR
And
XD.
And
No.
so that'll be a battle axe attack with advantage.
Oh, thank goodness for that advantage. That will definitely hit.
6 points of slashing. Chop.
Oh,
And I'm not gonna action surge yet.
okay.
So that'll be my turn.
All right. You give a swift slash to its chest, and it roars at you in fury. It is now Muerte Blanca's turn.
proceeds to crit everything.
Well, give me a second. I'm considering giving her a special trait considering her nature. Give me just a moment to double check something. Yeah, I'm gonna give her that. One second. This is some homebrew on the fly happening here.
Blood frenzy.
Am I am I that obvious?
No, that's what I would have done.
Well, because that is exactly what it is. As Muerte Blanca goes over to this Yeti, it just goes, ah! And then just starts like, just going like, with her beak. So that'll be.
So glad we got this thing.
Let me double check here. She gets a. She gets a +4 to hit. All right, that's not actually that bad. That's a 19 to hit the Yeti. So she will deal 4 points of what's that? Slashing damage as the beak just crunches into the shoulder of the Yeti and it snarls at Muerte Blanca in frustration. And of course just receives a honk in return. And that is her turn. Meaning it's back to you, Savage. Actually, that should be a 5. She actually has a slightly higher strength, so that should actually be -1 more. Are you there, Caleb?
Sorry, nature called.
Oh, sorry, it is now your turn. You just saw Muerte Blanca take a solid chunk out of this Yeti.
Good girl. As I swing my greatsword.
Get him! That longsword will hit. Ooh. 8 points of slashing damage. As Muerte Blanca creates an opening for it, you take a shot and slash the other shoulder. And it howls in pain. It's looking pretty rough now. Not on its last legs, but it's looking hurt.
And I will also, because I should have done this beforehand, but
Draconic Roar. Okay. Now you might have missed it in your going to nature calls, but I've given Muerte Blanca the blood frenzy trait.
yes.
So that's just something to be aware of. Alright, so that is your turn, unless you wish to move anywhere else. I assume you want to stay?
I do not run.
Yes. And Muerte Blanca nods at you. If she could understand, but of course, it's very bloodthirsty. So, end of your turn, Meepo. Now your turn.
On myself.
Sanctuary on yourself. Okie dokie. That's your bonus action, so what's your action?
Oh,
And this is on equal to my proficiency bonus, which is 2, I believe still. Yeah, 2. So on Hawks and on Savage.
Hawks and Savage. Okay.
So Emboldening Bond on them and Sanctuary on me and Skinak.
I'll see what.
I just want to say for the record that if Sanctuary were a druid spell, it would absolutely be concentration.
Right.
And I am salty.
God, I mean,
You're not wrong, and it's not right.
I love the salt every time you say something like that. It's not wrong at all. It's completely deserved, but I just love it. I love hearing you talk about it every time.
That's what the designers, the writers for D&D, they're like, oh, okay, we got this druid spell. Yeah, let's put that big old concentration label on it.
Just slap
Does
that
it
on
laugh?
that bad boy.
It's a tiny little C that keeps you from doing anything fun.
Yeah, if it lasts for more than one turn, it is a druid spell. It's a concentration spell. Always.
Oh man. Okay, so I assume that's what you want to do, Meepo? That's all your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn. I'm not gonna move or anything. I can't dodge because I used the emboldening bond.
Okay, fair enough.
But Sanctuary is like a dodge anyway, so.
Alright, now it is back
Who
to
is
the...
he going to try to attack?
Now it is back to the Yeti's turn. Yeti,
Wait,
seeing a
I
new...
I was gonna say, Sonar, you want to take care of him for me?
Ah, and that will... In that case, that will activate his ready to action, which would be a rotting
You
fist attack.
activated the trap card. The trap card is a mummy punching you.
I lay down my Sinar mummy in attack mode. Let's see. That is...
Thanks, honey.
Actually, there's a couple different things I could do. I'll do Running Fist first, since that was its held action. +5. That is an 11, which unfortunately, it will just miss the Yeti, unfortunately. Sinar kind of slowly reaches out his hand as it goes, and then he just kind of snarls and slaps his hand away, snarling at him.
Wouldn't he have advantage until the end of Fox's turn?
Oh, that's right! He would, wouldn't he? Yes, he would. Thank you for reminding me of these.
No mercy. No mercy for this Yeti.
No mercy. No mercy. No
That's
mercy.
the power of the roar.
It slaps his hand away, but he grabs its arm when it slaps.
Exactly. As soon as it slaps the hand away, the other arm just grabs the Yeti's arm and twists it, and the Yeti takes 5 bludgeoning damage. Slightly twists the arm. However, the Yeti also takes 15 points of necrotic damage. It has to succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
Come on, Yeti boy. What do you got for me? Oh no. So what you witness, as Sinar takes the Yeti's hand and twists it, you watch as the Yeti's arm slowly starts... It becomes less corporeal, and you see parts of the skin start flaking off, and the Yeti starts screaming. It's not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. And
We
it
aren't
looks-
happy about your breath, honey.
It looks messed up now. It looks haggard. Yeah, it does not look good at that. Yeah, with that, yeah, the Yeti's scared of Sinar now with that. Yeah, he's actually gonna try and attack Sinar. He does not like that. Double check something. Yeah, you know what? He's gonna try and paralyze Sinar. So Sinar has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is Sonar immune to being paralyzed?
He is not, as a matter of fact.
Just double checking.
Oh, no, that's a fair assumption, because I've made mistakes like this before, so... Unfortunately, Sinar is paralyzed. He goes, ha ha, and he's kind of like stuck there. And Yeti snarls. Yeti's gonna go full force on Sinar. Advantage to hit. 2 claw attacks. That's a 12. Unfortunately, even with the 12, it will still hit Sinar, which will be a crit. And a 19 to hit as well, which will also be a crit. So that's gonna be a lot of damage. So that'll be... Yeah,
Two natural ones, though.
It's possible. I'll roll both claw damages and both cold damages at the same time. Actually, no, that'll be... Yeah, actually, you know what? No, hold on. Let me just do it separately. That'll be easier for me to remember. Oh. That's 13 points. Oh my god. That's just the first attack. Come on. That's 21 points of total damage. Oh, hold on. Let me double check Sinar's resistances, just in case. What does he have? Okay. You watch as the claw strikes. It does seem like he is somewhat resistant to the slashing damage, at least. Thankfully. You do notice that. So that'll be... Instead, that'll be 14 points total. Okay. Okay, and then for the second one... 9 points of cold damage and 5 points of slashing damage. You watch as Sonar, he hit the other claw, the one that's not being held by Sonar, swipes Sonar right in the chest, and Sonar buckles slightly. Can't say anything or move because he's paralyzed, but Sonar is looking bloodied now.
No, oh no.
It is Sonar's turn now. However, you will have to make a con save. Oh, buddy. Unfortunately, Sonar is still paralyzed.
Unfortunate.
And it is Bean's turn now. Bean is going to continue to cower. Which means it's your turn now, Skanuk. You have an angry Yeti in front of you who is pummeling Sonar.
Alright. Alright. So, point of order regarding Sanctuary.
Yes.
Would activating the Eldritch Cannon count as dropping it?
Until you attack, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, it's not an attack. Activating it isn't an attack. It's just
That's what I.
setting it up for an attack.
That's what I did mean though. But so I will assume that it means like actually hurting something with it would count. So
Right, making an attack action.
okay, so Skanuk is first going to step back one. Presumably getting an opportunity attack, but it doesn't.
It will take an attack of opportunity, and Caleb just brought up a good
Thanks,
point. I
Chris,
actually
still up.
didn't have the other Yeti attack, so after you do your thing, I'll have the other Yeti finish its attack, so sorry about that.
Okay.
But yes, it will get an attack of opportunity on you.
But it does have Sanctuary still up. I'm just gonna.
You do, so we'll need to make a wisdom saving throw first. Nope.
All right. Now, does Skanuk know about their fire issue?
I will say go ahead and make an Arcana or Nature check for me.
Okay. He's not.
You in the back of your mind, like, man, these guys are weak against something. I can't remember what it is though, off the top of my head.
Well, in that case, he's going to use Catapult. Because it has to work one day.
One of these days.
One of these days.
Alright,
So help me God. Alright, Catapult on the one to my right. That
Alright.
did the damage.
13.
That actually fucking fails my spell save DC.
Yay, it failed!
Take 17 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh!
Yeah, catapult is like that. I don't know why.
Oh,
It takes the
buddy.
damage.
Yes, he certainly does. And by God, he's not dead, but he's almost dead. So, you said you wanted to put up the cannon. You said.
That is an action, I think. So I was
okay.
checking if I think it's an action. I will double check. But first, Snook is going to move away a little bit more. Thank you.
Okay, fair enough.
Then let me double check because I'm pretty sure the cannon is setting it up as an action.
It might be. I actually think it is an action. It's
Yeah,
to
so
activate his
because
move.
you can set it up and then activate it on the same turn. So it's an action, bonus action, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how it usually is. That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, so in that case, the other Yeti would have gone on its turn, but I had forgotten. Because apparently I'm forgetting a lot of things today as a DM. Apologize. So that'll be... You reckless last time, right, Savage?
So Sanctuary.
No, I reckless the first time. I did not reckless the second time.
Question about the opportunity attack. Since it had an opportunity attack on somebody with Sanctuary, Sanctuary doesn't stop it from attacking. It redirects its attack, right? So would it switch to somebody else within range?
No, what it does is it has to either waste its reaction, or it either has to waste its turn doing nothing or select a different target. If it didn't have another target that would have activated the reaction attack,
Oh,
then
okay.
it wouldn't do anything.
Yep, that makes sense to me. And that's probably how I would have ruled it anyway. So yeah.
Okay. Double check.
Yep. Nope. A fair question. I had to think about it for a sec, but yeah, no, that makes sense. In that case, other Yeti. You know what? It's gonna try and paralyze Muerte Blanca because it doesn't like it, and it's the only one that hasn't paralyzed yet, besides the others. Come on, Muerte. Come on, girl. Oh, girl. Unfortunately, Muerte is paralyzed.
Don't touch my bird.
It's
I'll
not.
touch you the bird.
Despite it paralyzing the bird, though, it seems to think you're more of a threat despite that. So it is going to attack you.
Bet.
It's an 18 and a 12.
Do I have my reaction back?
You should.
You should, yes.
Okay, so a D8 to the 18 that would hit.
Okay, roll that d8.
Still hits.
Darn, that's unfortunate.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Great.
So you'll take 2 points of slashing and 5 points of cold damage. Right, and you watch as its gaze starts to turn towards its companion, towards you, towards the rest of your party. There's a glimmer of fear in its eyes.
Yes. It's very important that it took its turn because I activate the stone rune and I need a wisdom save from it.
Ah, beans. Alrighty then.
Yes.
Suffer.
Wisdom save, here we go. Which one was it? Was the one in front of you or the one that's over here?
I was waiting for the one that was going after Savage to end its turn. That's why I didn't do it after the first one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So
Because I was watching for the other one. Yeah.
Wisdom save. Plus one. That's gonna be an 18.
That'll pass.
That's very unfortunate.
That's okay.
Alright, it starts to lull itself into a slumber, but it kind of shakes it off and roars in frustration. Alright, is that your action?
No, that's a reaction at the end of its turn.
Ah, okay then. So, that means after... Let's see here, so...
After Skinnuck, it should be me.
Yeah, it should be you, it should be you.
Right, because I just use catapult.
Devastating effects.
So I still have the effect of the roar active. I'm not going to refresh the roar. Instead, I'm going to activate my giant might.
Okay.
I will go big. As the effect of the roar is still active for this first attack, so I'm going to chop.
Okay. That will hit with the advantage.
Alright, 8 slashing and an additional d6 for the giant might.
Ooh. With the additional d6, you do actually manage to take it down. How do you want to take it down?
I think I've grown big. I'm going to grab its head with one, put the axe on its neck with the other.
Ooh. As you grow in size before its eyes, matching to its height, it kind of stares in bewilderment at you. As you grab the top of its skull and just go 1, 2, whack! And then the rest of the body falls to the ground as you hold its skull in your hand.
Hey, Savage, is the other Yeti under the effect of your roar?
Yes, it is.
Alright, so Hawks, being big, will stomp over here and activate his action surge.
Ooh, buddy.
And will now take his second attack
Sucks
at
big.
advantage with the battle axe.
24 will hit. Roll that damage.
Sucks. Too
Alright,
big.
that's 6 points of slashing. Now, I can't use
You cannot use that.
the d6 again. So I can't add the other d6, but I can do that damage at least.
Okay, fair enough. You do, it's looking hurt though. That's fine.
That is Hawks' turn.
It's your turn. All right, so it is now Muerte's turn again. She's gonna try and resist the paralysis. Come on, Muerte! Muerte! Yay! No longer paralyzed.
The violence could not be contained.
Just stares directly into its eyes.
El pollo muerte.
Honk.
With fury.
Did you just say pollo muerte, the chicken
Yes,
of death?
because I don't know what ostrich is or emu in Spanish. Also, I don't know if I said the dead chicken or the chicken of death. I don't know Spanish. Sorry for any of you Spanish speakers who might be
El
hearing.
pollo de muerte would be the chicken of death.
Right, that's probably what I meant.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
That is her turn, however. She can't do a whole lot much else, so Savage, back to you.
Yeah.
Apparently, ostrich. I will copy paste this.
Sorry, something weird because it's not. This
Avistos.
was
Oof. Yeah, buddy.
Simple 8 damage every time. I'm rolling a d10 and rolling 3s.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It's rough.
extremely consistent though.
Damage is damage, though. And you are beating it down.
And then let's go ahead and end my turn there.
Okay.
I will use my Draconic Roar right now.
Ooh, buddy. Alright, so all attacks against the creature will have advantage.
No, I will not have it. I will not use it.
Oh.
So the Draconic Roar against this Yeti is no longer active.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I'm ending my turn and not using it again.
Alright, good point of order. Okay, in that case, Meepo, your turn.
So there's one headless Yeti, paralyzed Sonar, and another Yeti that's being beat down. Right?
Yes. That's
Does
about right.
anybody look extra hurt?
I'm missing 30 hit points.
Holy shit!
Right. I think you're the one.
Definitely heal him that shit.
And they'll do it at second level.
Alright, go ahead and roll that healing. Ooh, 11 points of healing for you, Savage.
Cool.
And as an action, I will dodge and move over to here.
Everybody's getting all cozy with this Yeti.
They're getting in the beatdown zone.
The fun zone.
The best zone. What are you thinking, Meepo?
Sorry. As the bonus act or as an action, I'm dodging.
As it. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. Alright, okay, you're dodging as an action.
Don't forget you two have emboldening bond on you. And that's my turn.
Okay. So now that means it's the Yeti's turn. I'm gonna roll something for it real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Yeti, seeing its companion turn into paste, or its skull removed. Are you still holding the skull in your hand, Hawks?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it looks down at your hand, looks back at you. Disengages. It's gonna try and get
That would
away.
be so many opportunities.
It's smart enough to not just dash, but it is going to try and disengage to at least get 30 feet out. And that'll have to be the end of its turn. It's trying to escape. Sinar, light of my life, buddy old pal. Okay, Sinar is no longer paralyzed. And then as he's unparalyzed, oh,
Yep, we've all been there, buddy.
Sorry, Sonar.
he just kind of doubles over, clutching where the chest is. You can see where the Yeti raked across his chest these terrible claw marks that dig deep into his dehydrated flesh. Awful scarring. It's about to be his turn, and Bean just kind of peeks out. Are you dead yet? Sees the Yeti. Not dead yet. Goes back in the tent. Skunnock.
How hurt does this Yeti look?
Oh, extremely. It's not quite on
Extremely.
death's door exactly, but it is looks hurt enough for maybe like 1 or 2 hits might take it down.
I see. Do I want to use another spell slot of my 3? No, I think I'm just going to shoot it
Okay,
in the
fair
back.
enough.
Without mercy. Yeah. Fused light crossbow. Would it still have advantage from the roar? Or no,
No,
that
he said he wasn't refreshing his roar, so no.
right. Okay. Doesn't need it.
Doesn't need the advantage. 23 will hit. Go ahead and roll it.
6 piercing damage.
6 piercing. All right. The Yeti is like going on all fours like a gorilla, looking back every now and again. Gets shot in the shoulder. Tries to keep running.
And Skunk is going to run 30 feet up to continue chasing.
All right. Hawks.
Come back here!
Hawks has 30 feet of movement. He's gonna run up to it and attempt to hit with his battle axe as he runs after it. That shouldn't have been with advantage, so it's just the 15.
That's 15. 15 will hit.
Boom, and then a d6 more.
You said you weren't big, right? You were just, or did you make yourself big? I'm sorry. I should have made you.
I made myself big when I attacked the first one.
My bad. I should have had you boinked up. There you go. How would you like to kill it?
Yeah. So Giant Hawks is gonna sink his axe into the thing's back as it's running away.
All right. Trying to turn his back. Crunch. As the axe embeds itself into its back. And now, combat has come to an end.
Right. So I think we should probably rest up a bit.
I mean, the blizzard is still going, yeah?
It is still going, yes.
Then we were going to be waiting here anyway.
Yep.
Sonar, do you regenerate? Are you gonna heal up, or are you just gonna be hurt like that for good?
Sarah just kind of looks at you slowly.
Maybe I'll help you here.
Oh, let's find out.
There is something that you do know, Skunnock. Before you waste the spell slot, make an Arcana check for me, or religion. Either Arcana or religion, your choice.
I guess I'll do a religion check here.
I know no such thing.
Unfortunately, actually no. With a natural 20, I'll say Meepo, you stop Skunnock just in time. And you know this for a fact, Meepo. Many types of healing spells have no effect on undead, which you know Sinar to be. It would be fruitless to try and heal him. It seems like whatever wounds he has, he's stuck
Would I
with.
know whether this would work?
Let's see. Something like that, using the power of your god, that would work. Most healing spells don't, but certain specific effects can heal him. But only very specific ones and very few. So that would work.
Okay.
That's what I got, okay?
Skunnock has to science this.
Good
He's
try.
like, does this work? Does this work? No.
Yeah, I'll do my channel divinity on. So I want Sonar to last as freaking helper.
Okay. Unfortunately, Skunnock, your mending does not seem to work too much on on his wounds, unfortunately. But go ahead and roll the
Before I do that, I'd like everybody to come near so that I can get to work on everybody.
a smart decision.
Oh, Hux is actually at full health, so
That's fine.
Raise
Fox, you
up.
can keep guard out there while you're big. Is the bird hurt?
No, actually.
Then keep the bird away.
Oh, tries to get closer to Savage.
Okay, that's fine.
Ooh,
12 healing.
decent roll.
Does that include myself?
Raise up.
Whenever any other creature.
Right, it doesn't include myself. Fair enough.
However, Sonar's wrinkled, dehydrated flesh starts to slowly repair itself as you chant the words of Eldath, showing you once again her power.
Are we taking a short rest during the blizzard, I'm assuming?
That is what I would assume.
Okay, then I'm gonna use a hit dice.
Yeah, so everyone go ahead and restore whatever resources you get back on a short rest, and then roll hit dice if you need to.
Back to full health. That's good.
Action Surge comes back on a short rest. Roar comes back on a long rest. It's gotta save that one. Giant's Might comes back on a long rest.
Oh, Colin begs a short rest. So yeah, I don't get anything back.
I do get both of my runes back though.
Wait,
So I'm down one Roar, down one Giant's Might, but I have both of my runes back because
Jesus.
yes. I'm really enjoying the Rune Knight.
Rune Knot seems pretty fun, man.
Yes, and I would like to attempt to make some stuff out of Yeti parts. Using my Smith's tools.
If you wish to take some Yeti parts, go ahead and roll me a survival check. You do have the skull here, so that is part in your favor.
I don't think either of my runes gives me advantage on survival.
Oh,
check.
okay, wait. I do get it back on a short rest. I get Channel Divinity back. That's nice.
That is nice.
Alright, so not much of anything.
Yeah, what you do get, unfortunately, you break off small pieces, but not enough to get the full, the full horn, full parts that would be necessary to get something worthwhile, unfortunately. I'll say, of course, you have the skull. That's obviously in your favor. You have that. No one can take that away from you. Anything else, though, unfortunately, is just kind of ruined, unfortunately.
My intent is definitely to turn this into something. I have to be intimidating. If I'm going to be huge, I might as well wear a skull helmet, right?
Hey, fair enough.
And can I try to make a fur coat out of one of the Yetis? The one that he wasn't working on?
Sure, yeah, sure. I'll let you do that.
Wow, why are our survival rolls all bad?
Just how the dice roll. You used to,
Oh,
used
Hawks,
up all
you
the
could
good
have
rolls in
used
combat.
your emboldening bond probably still. Which
Yeah,
is D4, but
If you're going to ask, I can throw guidance at someone.
It becomes a 5.
It's
so,
not meant to
no.
be. It's not meant to be.
This ain't plain Gia.
Right.
It's not Plagia.
Anyway,
In
I
any
got some hair.
In any case, you finish up your rest.
Maybe I'll make a pillow out of it.
Let's see here. Double check. The blizzard does not
A Yeti hair
pass.
pillow.
Oof. The blizzard does not pass for 6 hours.
Is the internal temperature of a Yeti lukewarm?
Are you
No.
gonna tauntaun this?
That's not. We're not.
Not even necessary. I think he just wanted an excuse.
No excuse.
But yes,
is
unfortunately,
about-
the blizzard does not pass for about 6 hours. But eventually it does pass. So after those hours pass, you are free to continue on your journey, which I assume you do.
It is about midnight Eastern time.
Yes. So, I will say this would be a good time as any to end the session for tonight.
You know the annoying thing is, I was only missing 2 hit points.
Right. I was missing like 4 hit points or something. That was maybe 5. So I rolled a good number.
Whew. That was a session.
Yeah, we almost lost Sinar.
You did. Whew, that
I
was
almost
scary.
lost Snuck.
Yeah, that would have been a lot worse if I had to add the cold damage onto that. That would have been a lot worse for you.
A little worse.
A little worse. Apparently, I'm just very bad at reading stuff on the fly for some reason. Like, I've been making mistakes like that, and I've been try not to do that again. Like,
I always miss the secondary damage the first time or two, so don't worry about it.
It's not laid out well in most things, I think, because like you look for the first,
Yeah, you just
you look for
glance
that
over.
number D number, and that's all you look at. Your brain just sees that and says, "Okay, that's the damage." We move on.
They should like make it bold or something.
Yeah, they should make it bold or have like a separate line of damage because it'd be quicker to find anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Anyway, I think this would be a good time to end the stream. So if you've been watching, thank you so much. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.
See.
Bye.
Right.